Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VV Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Yes, that was Parry Grip, and the 45 seconds. That whole song is nom nom nom. Everyone check out Star Helix and Kyle Willson on YouTube, and check out at EQ_crypto, at Not Star Helix, and at Hey David Don on the Twitter. So, first off, today was a mountain of information. I was not able to go actively listen to that at first. I had a couple people give me the spark dates, and what I'm talking about is the Foster Hill interviewing Reese, who is just the absolute head of like a Comey. Everyone that wants to ask anything basically asks Reese or asks a Comey, tags a Comey, and then they go in and he's just being a champion through it all. This is going to annoy my back, so I'm going to move this onto another chair I have over here, and basically why again, shout out to Foster for giving an amazing interview with Reese trying to get him to soft confirm Pokemon. He almost did. I mean, he just said, "Oh, so what you're saying, Reese, is that if anyone, I'm going to try to put on a Canadian accent here, right? Canadian accent, eh? So if anyone were to go and they were to, let's say, have Pokemon, they don't want to tell their competition that they have Pokemon because they have Pokemon, right, Reese?" And be like, "Well, yeah, a company might want to do that." So I thought that was pretty fun. He got that out of the way pretty early, and then came a couple of other things, and I don't want to give the whole interview away. It's like an hour and a half. Go to Foster's channel. Go and view that whole thing because it's just filled with nuggets, filled with awesome type of shampoo Reese uses. It's great. But yeah, one of the big takeaways. Again, just one more thing I'll mention, and then I'll move on to the point of this video, and then we'll go, and then we'll go and see how much money we can potentially make without renting the collectibles, which was the best. It's basically saying that we are going to have a very Merry Christmas for a couple of reasons. Now, for me, I'm guessing that just means Immutable X, and maybe he thinks that we can get on exchanges by then. I don't think he meant Pokemon, but he said a couple of different reasons, which again, I just think MTL, and I think that it will be exchanges, but that could also be construed as meaning Pokemon as well, which would be fine. I would love that. And then the other thing was that he had said he wants Omi, or at least the company wants Omi, to be the premier token for NFTs, which is really freaking hard to do. But I mean, again, if Ethereum by itself, which again, right now, Ethereum is the most used coin platform in the world, more than Bitcoin, more than everything else. That being said, people that use it, they're just so used to paying a couple $100 for gas fees for Ethereum, which they don't. It's just not cutting it. Normal mom and pop shops, they can't afford like doing one transaction and then getting a couple $100 in gas fees. That just doesn't cut it. The average day-to-day person is not going to settle for that. They can't. So going with Omi, which has no gas fees on Immutable X, is bananas. It's insane. If they can pull that. Even if they can't pull that off, get it, shoot for the stars, land on the moon type of deal. It's going to be amazing. Now, they did talk about renting collectibles a little bit, whether it's in gems or Omi. The seller and buyer can decide. If a seller only has gems and doesn't have Omi, and there's a buyer there that will only rent it out in Omi, well, then that person's out of luck. Or that buyer, or that seller, or that renter can be like, okay, I'll change it because they would rather get something than nothing. Now, I recognize that me and most people in this community, we're a little weird, but I think we also represent millions of other weird people. Now, I was just with a couple buddies of mine that's like, why would you rent out collectibles? Like, I was explaining to them the Veveverse, and I said I was going to stream about this, making money renting out your collectibles. Like, why would you rent it out? Like, didn't you say like you can have like an avatar? I was like, yeah, you can absolutely have an avatar. And the avatar could be collectibles, it could be you, it could be whatever. And then they said, well, why would you rent collectibles when you could just use your avatar? Like, why would you spend money? And I understand, I get it. a lot of what I'm speaking about is really as flexing. Like how much would you pay to have that white or blue check mark? Honestly, if Twitter were to tell me like, hey, you know what, Randy Chavez, usually people like you, we wouldn't give until you have 100,000 subscribers, but give me $1,000 and I'll give you that check mark. I'd do it right now. Why? Because that just gives me a little bit of that. Oh, hey, he's verified by Twitter. He must be at least someone of a little bit importance. Um, Obviously not the main reason, but part of the reason, like a small, very small, but still part of the reason, just an added benefit of joining the military was afterwards you say, well, actually, this, and this. Just that people tend to listen a little bit more, or they take what you say a little bit more to heart. Like you versus somebody else. Oh, hey, well, this guy, again, they just give you that little bit extra credit when you go there. And I think being verified on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, again, $1,000, I would pay for it. And again, I get it. I'm in a bit of a privileged position, but there was what do you call it? And again, you can do it with gems or Omi, whichever or. And I imagine there's some places in the Veveverse where you can go and you could earn points in the Master Collector program. You might be able to earn Omi from jobs in there, like I would create if somebody wants to pimp out my house. And I promise I'll get to the main point of this video in a minute. But if someone wants to pimp out my house, or if anyone wants to pimp out their house, I'm going to pay somebody to be able to go and pimp it out for me because I don't have that skill. So same way I think it was Mario Party 6, where I go to I'm playing at my friend John's house, and one of the options of using your stars or using your coins or points after you beat these games is to like unlock the credits. I was like, why would you unlock the credits? Who cares about the credits? And just like, well, what if you already paid for everything else in the game and you just want to see who made it? I was like, all right, yeah, that's fair, that's true. What if they give you stuff for beating certain challenges with your avatar, but you've absolutely maxed out all those stats, and the only way to get extra credits or extra Master Collector points is by going and renting out other collectibles. Say, hey, you've beaten this course 20 times with your avatar. You can no longer get any points. You have to beat it with somebody else. You have to beat it with Toad. Assuming we have Nintendo. You have to beat it with Bowser. Oh, you've cleared out all the Nintendo ones? Okay, cool. Go to Star Wars. Okay, cool. Go to Star Trek. Go to all these other different brands. That incentivizes people collecting them out, because why do people 100% games? People 100% games because they want that check mark. They want that achievement. They want those trophies. They don't have to. They can beat the game any which way they want. Why do people go and replay Star Fox over and over? To get those medals on the main game, and then once you get all the medals, you go to very hard mode, or you go to hard mode, whatever, and then you get the medals again. And again, there's multiple reasons why I think people would rent these collectibles, and this will make the prices go up in an insane way. I just did a video on this a few hours ago. Why? And I'll just give you a preview for the video here. If, let's say they have Scooby-Doo, and you want to have your avatar as Scooby-Doo, or let's say you want to have Scrappy following you around, and a way to unlock that perk is by beating a certain level as Scooby-Doo, and suddenly you get Scrappy following you around. I would love that! In Pokemon, the biggest complaint in one of the earlier generations was that Pokemon didn't follow you around. They had it in Pokemon Yellow, but then they took it away in Gold and Silver. So when they remade Gold and Silver, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they gave you that option for your Pokemon following you around. And they've pretty much had that ever since, at least in a few of the games. If you're doing Torterra in the new game, it doesn't... he's so slow when he follows you. So, again, that just incentivizes people to go. So if a bunch of people want Scooby-Doo and there's not a lot of Scooby-Doo, people are going to pay a premium to get that. Why? Why do people get... If they have a landscaping business, why do they overpay for certain types of lawnmowers or weed whackers, certain types of equipment? Because they know that they can make their money back as they get that. They could even rent it out. Guys that have trucking companies, let's say if they lose a route, what do? I don't need this extra truck. Would they sell it as a one-time payment? Would you sell Walt Disney as a one-time payment for $10,000? Or would you sell it out and make $100 a week? If you do that, you can get your 10 grand at X amount. Oh, I mean, granted, that would take about, let's say, so $100 a week, that's probably only $5 grand. You make it back in 2 years. So that's not really that much. You'd probably be better off at that point. selling your selling it for 10 grand instead of selling for $100 a week. But I don't know. I mean, after that, it's just free money, and you might be able to do for special events. But that's the thing, though. You still that'll accrue in value over time. What is it now? Like 7, 8, 9 grand. You could sell it now and not make any money off it ever again, or you could rent it out for as long as you want, and then as it accrues over time, you could sell it when you're done. But again, I don't think that this is going to be something where we go and we have to work it. I think it's just going to be set up in the smart contract. So I'm going to get to comments here real quick, but I'm just going to say it right now. Pokemon. I mean, they'll go and they'll say the market will dictate which ones are most valuable. I think it's going to be major IPs, major brands, major licensors, or whichever ones that give you the most points, give you the most perks in the Veveverse. So All Chat Gaming says, how cool would it be if the last super NFT was airdropped via smart contract after you have all the collectibles? That would be cool. I'm interested in airdrops after Immutable X. So if I can go and, I don't know if I saved it, but Frank Kozik was, no, it wasn't him. It was somebody in the last couple. Oh yeah, here it is. So I'm sorry, it was Ron English when talking about, hey, I have all your VV serial killers. I love them. And then in the Discord, Ron English said, almost done with that series. Something amazing will happen if you gather all of them. So that's part of the reason why I saw that in Discord, and boom, I went and I got the last set. I wasn't going to for a little while because, again, I'm saving for when Pokemon. But when he said that, I was like, well, I don't want to miss that. And that just creates. I love the artwork. It's fun. It's cool. Honestly, I can take him or leave him. Like I had the first 2 sets, and he just like dangles that carrot in front of me. He says, almost done with that series. Something amazing will happen if you gather all of them. So I don't. I didn't want to miss out on that. So I have all of them. I'll get the next ones. Oh, he knows. Very good businessman he is. John Ann says, I think vehicles and mighties. I think so too. I have all the vehicles, minus the hoverboards. I did sell those, but I do have all the mighty sets. I was able to complete all the mighty sets. I had the ultra rares from the Eternals, which is great. All Chat Gaming says, or if you rent your staking NFT because it lets you get all the benefits without staking 10K, LOL, but they'll probably give you more benefits regardless. That's also true. They might do that as well. Legacy Bermuda says, go for it. What's up, fam? What's next drop? Comics on Tuesday? I think so. There's a couple of different things. Actually, we got be advised, guys, I sold a big Barda. She's around the same price as Starfire. I'm not going to lie, I don't know who Big Barda is. Starfire, I really enjoy. I'm not going to sell my Starfire. I'm not going to sell my Nightwing. Why? Because I ship them. I want them to be together. And at some points they are together. Although, this is going to get spoilers, and this is going to get a little PG-13. It was sometime... Again, spoilers for any of the DC... It was sometime after the Joker... to put it lightly, again, it's kind of family... absolutely destroyed Barbara Gordon's life. Batgirl's life, she's destroyed. She's Oracle now. She is in the wheelchair. She had the thing for Dick Grayson. And the night before... So again, Dick Grayson is marrying Starfire. The night before his wedding, he goes over and he gives sweet lovin' to Barbara Gordon. And then gets married the next day. Because he felt bad for her. He gave her like a pity... Well, you know what he gave her. Was that bad of him to... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he gave her one last... Anyway, but I still ship Nightwing and Starfire, so I'm always gonna have. I'm not gonna sell those. And excuse me if any of that was. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't want to get demonetized. All right, moving on here. Or some announcement should come before next drop. Oh, that's what I was saying. Over the next couple of days, I might stream in the morning. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff to do, but I will be on Wendy Stibalis' podcast tomorrow with Foster Hill, Henry Pagliuca, and a couple of other people. So I'll shoot a reminder. I'll shoot a link for it. Actually, it might be even on YouTube right now, or it's not on YouTube now, but the link for there might be it. So it's Voices of Veve, For Foster Hill, Randy Chavez, we got Sparky, we got Alphinius, we got Orion Crypto Trader, Mr. Pags, Collectibles Whales, and Master Collect. So there's a lot of us. It's going to be a giant panel on tomorrow. Again, it will be on Wendy Stibalis' channel, and that will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, moving on. Peter VDB says what? NBC said, sup, Randy? Jake Donnelly says, I think the Veveverse hoverboard rentals would generate a good cash flow. Honestly, they probably will. Just because when again, who likes 80s movies? I mean, I like 80s movies. One of my ex-girlfriends used to love 80s movies, and I've seen them all. Her and her friend Emma were obsessed with that until like the Marvel Cinematic Universe came out, and now they're obsessed, which is fine. But yeah, I've seen them all on the hoverboards. Probably, again, depending on what type of gamification they have in there. Peter says, I think Walt Disney will do extremely well for renting out. Everyone will want to rent it when they go to Disney. That's another thing, again, just for the flex. Like, how cool is it to, like, when the Akomi team went to Disneyland, and a bunch of them, I think it was Wendy, Reese, the Omi Homies, Omi Homie Jane, and Max, they went and they had somebody had a Walt, and they took pictures of Walt and Mickey next to Walt and Mickey. It was really cool. And I think people would do that for the flex. Arya Realty Investment says, run for president, Randy, 2024. I think I can do more for the world by just gathering a lot of money and not being president. Also, I was born in Peru. I've been constitutionally not allowed to be president. I don't want to be one of those people that, heck the Constitution, I don't care where I was born, I want to run. No, I want to, if I were to ever to go into politics, I'd probably just do maybe congressman and be a thorn in somebody's side, wherever. I wouldn't want to try to do it dirtily, if that's a word, dirty. Paradise says, let's get that bread! David Rose's mom says, get some! Kurt says, what's up, Randy? Thanks for the videos about renting collectibles. Very insightful, and definitely going to be renting the ones I have. Absolutely appreciate you, brother. So, here's the thing, like, there's a couple of people that are going to say, oh, hey, you know what? They're going to try to get secret clubs going on so that the cheapest rent amount you can get is this. But if nobody's going to rent up here, then you might have to go lower, because again, you'd rather get something than nothing. I definitely want to make this accessible to a lot more people, but if somebody wants to go up and buy up like 100 Mr. Fantastics or whatever the cheapest collectible is, that there's so many of him. If people just want to buy most of whatever's out there, again, Mr. Fantastic, most people will probably rent them out just because there's so many of them. What I think is that if you want to become a store and be the main hub of renting them out, you might need to go and spend a lot of money for it. But I do think that things with small amount of mints and something that's very popular. So Superman, even though there's a lot of mints, there's only one Superman. There's a lot of different Batman. There's like 6 or 7. There's 4 in just that first series. And then there's 1 in the second one. I think there's 1 in the third one. I think there's 2 in the fourth and 2 in the fifth. So there's a bunch of them. And that's just the ones that we have right now. But again, only one Superman, only one Starfire, only one Barda. I'm not selling Superman. I'm going to keep my Starfire. I'm keeping all my Harley Quinns. So yeah. First season, I think will do pretty well. And again, Pokemon. Pokemon has done very, very well. Probably the best at. It wasn't just a one and done thing where, oh yeah, that was on for a few years and we all loved it. It's continuing on, and it's different than like One Piece where everyone's like, oh yeah, you have a couple people and the fanship is literally, they're hard to deal with. Everyone loves it. Ash made ESPN when he won one of the championships. I thought that was great. That was really fun that he made ESPN. But and who knows, that first statue or first whatever of Pokemon, maybe that's not animated. Maybe it's not gamified. Maybe I'm gonna blow my load and spend $10,000 on the first ever one. But the most popular Pokemon is something that's gonna be gamified. I don't know. Nobody knows. It's a huge gamble. I mean, the people at the Akomi team know, but yeah, it's going to be a huge gamble. So I'll again, I'll let you guys know what I do. Like I said, I'm selling stuff in preparation for Pokemon. If they look like Marvel Mighties or they look like they do in the Pokedex, they will probably be animated at some point. In my opinion, again, I don't know, don't have a crystal ball. I don't really have an in. Ethan Youngberg says, Randy, out of the 1 million people on Veve, how many collectibles do you think the average user has? If we take out the outliers of the people that have like 0 or 1, and like the people that have like 1,000, like Ray Fixie or whoever, or I think the Todd Father's got a bunch. I don't know. It depends how much they have, because if you have, hey, I have this one collectible and it's a Pride and it's several $1,000s, or you could have 30 collectibles and they're all Marvel Mighties. I don't know. I would say 30 to 50, because if the average person, or I don't know if it's household or person, I think it's household, has an extra $1,800 a month in, not residual income, like after they pay their bills, expendable income. If the average household has $1,800 a month, and let's say you're like Omi Homie Janie and Max, and you can mutually decide, hey, you know what, we're both in this, let's both cut it down the middle, 900 each, boom, we decide which ones to get. That they have a much bigger advantage than somebody that has to run it by their partner first. Like, hey, babe, can I do this? Can we do this? I know, again, it's easier when you don't have kids, because, kids need stuff. Like Johnny wants to go and play baseball, so he needs a bat, he needs a glove, he needs this. Or, Clarissa wants to go and ballerina, so she needs shoes, she needs tutu, and pay for lessons. Okay, well, that adds up after a while. So, yeah, people, double income, no kids that are, again, Max and Janie have a really, really big advantage because they're both really into this. And I could picture something like that. And Danielle's into this a little bit. I mean, she's got a couple of things. She bought Storm today, a common Storm, which is very good. I still haven't completed that set. I still need the ultra rare. I got the secret rare, paid $1,900 for it. Now it's $1,000. So I really want to. Anyway, moving on. MBZ says, Randy, how are we going to make millions off renting Walt? I can see the possibility with selling it. Wanted to hear your thoughts. So what I've gone through recently is just saying, hey, a Kripkins or a completed set of the first series of Batman. But I'm going to say what Ethan Youngberg hinted at. The average person's probably doesn't just have one set. They probably have a bunch, let's say 30 or so collectibles. And if you're selling each one at $1 or renting each one at $1 a day, that's not a ton, but it's $30. And again, that's stupid cheap. That is stupid. Like, they're probably be rented out for a lot more than that. But let's just say $1 a day. That's $30 a day. That's $210 a week, which is, again, not a ton. Can you pay your rent with that, with $840 a month? Well, it depends where you are in the world. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Not in New York. But yeah, honestly, most other places in the world, $840 a month might probably pay your rent, even in the U.S. Again, I'm kind of from a place here where New York rent is just insane, and I hate it. But $840, even if it doesn't cover rent, if it covers car insurance or car payment and gas and let's say repairs, like again, that's just you're obviously, if you're living right now, you're obviously making it, and if you have some collectibles, you obviously have some to be able to go and do what? Well, you obviously have some collectibles you have extra money to go pay for it. So I think that if you take that $840, well, what can you do with that? You can buy more collectibles so you can rent them out, or you can go and put it in Omi. You could put it in another investment. I think again by mid-decade, when Omi's like $1, there's probably going to be other things that would moon harder than Omi. I think. I don't know. I would say in the event of when you get that extra expendable income, maybe get a rental property, maybe get into physical stuff, maybe buy stock. I don't know, but that extra $840 a month is nothing to sneeze at. You have $8,400 over 10 months, plus an extra $1,680. So you're getting about $10,000. I'm sorry, $11,020. I'm sorry, $10,120 a year. Nothing to laugh at. I would say, and I get it, it's not nothing, but you can buy more collectibles and you can rent them out, getting more, $1 a day. If a collectible is $30, okay, well, you make your money back in 1 month, and then you 11x your money throughout the rest of the year. I think that's pretty good. So I think through that, if you're going really, really cheaply, and again, that's bottom line, like, who's going to rent out their Eddie Rizzo Batman for $1 a day? It's probably going to be a lot more than that. So yeah. Okay, I think you could be able to rent it out by the hour, probably. Again, 1 gem for an hour. And God, if you could do that, even like even 5 gems a day times that's $150 a day. So $150. Again, this is if you have 30 collectibles, and they get rented out, for an average of $5 a day, which I think, again, very, very reasonable. That's $150 a day. Okay, so times 7, what would that be? That'd be $1,050 a week. $1,050 a week. So that's $50,000 a year. Actually it's 52, so $52,000 a year plus whatever 50 times 12 is. $53,100 a year. So $53,100, that's a salary. You can retire on that. Or again, assuming that you're making that much a year. If you're making $60,000 a year, but you bring home 50 because of taxes, okay, well, $53,000 that you're making on top of that, you could use that to buy more collectibles, to rent them out, to buy. That's bananas. And again, that's if each of them rent out for $5 a day, which I feel like is still pretty low. Because again, what do you do if you go axe throwing, or if you play, what do you call it? Play mini golf. You have to rent out the equipment. You have to rent out balls. You have to use the space. And there's no overhead. You don't have to store them anywhere. They're on your phone. Oh my God, this is insane. And that's just, normal. If you go out and you have something that's really popular, and this one that you charge by the hour, again, who's going to want to pay thousands of dollars for a collectible when you can rent it out for a couple dollars a day? Oh my God, people, I get it. This is not going to happen this month or next month. It might not even happen in the first half of next year. But, Jesus. Yeah. Justin says Foster had no chill. So MBZ, that's what I mean, where you could potentially make millions off renting. Again, not just one. And this is if you only have 30 collectibles. There's some people that have 1,000 collectibles. They rent all their collectibles for $1 a day. It's $1,000 a day. My God, man. God. $365,000. Again, that's if you have that. I don't have that. I have 200 something collectibles, which is. I plan to get a lot more. I'm not just stacking gems for my health. I'm doing it so I can get a fudge ton of collectibles, specifically Pokemon. Ethan Youngberg says, also on live earlier with Reese, he talked about needing different collectibles to get into different parts of the Veveverse. So I think that'll be a major reason to rent them as well. So let's say the only way you can get into DC land is if you have a special DC-related NFT, and you want to get there because you want to get certain points, so you want to go again, there are people that 100% games, they have to get all the trophies. How do you get some of the trophies? Okay, well, you go out there, and then, how do you get in there? Well, if you don't want to pay a couple $100s for the cheapest Batman NFT, well, then you go and rent something out. Simple as that. So Ethan Youngberg, good call. Jake Donnelly says, I was thinking Xmas Disney NFTs. That might happen as well. Xmas Disney NFTs. Like I said, Disney-cember would be really cool. I coined that term like months ago before they even announced Disney. Mark Young. Oh, what's going on, Mark Young? Says, OMI, greater than ETH. Listen, I know that's their goal. And I get it. Shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Even if they don't reach their goal, they're going to make a huge, huge impact. And I think Omi could be very. Oh God, if this gets adopted, and I get it. I'm talking like ifs. Most likely, it'll take very large amount of market share, and most likely it'll do what we expect it to do. You know, maybe $1 in X amount of years, and maybe next bull cycle, and maybe it reaches 20 cents next. Whatever. But if it does what they want it to do, which I think they've exceeded, they've set expectations for themselves, for the company, and they just completely blew past it. They just like, oh, here's the expectations. Oh hell, we passed that in March, and then suddenly, again, we were supposed to have what, 60,000 people by this time. We have 1 million. Oh my God, we have literally like 18x, 17.375x, whatever. This is. And we might have more. We had 1 million monthly active users literally a couple weeks ago. So now, I mean, again, we're still in November. If they did announce, oh God, if they announced Pokemon, if they did even half what they set out to do, there's no question that this will be $1 trillion market cap easily at some point. Multiple dollars. Multiple dollars. It makes me want to go back to work and stack more, which I kind of am doing. I mean, I'm not in the high-risk lending business or the Pokemon business anymore. I'll let you guys know after it's done, but Jesus. 30-minute Patreon member shout-out. So we did Parry Grip. Let's do Parry Grip again. Let's do it. It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos. No need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos, yum, 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 yummity, yum, with your sour cream. Yum, 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 yummity, yum, it's like a dream. Okay, moving on. Okay. Noah Will says, is land in Veveverse only purchasable through Omi? We don't know yet. I don't know if they mentioned that on the Foster and Reese interview. But they haven't mentioned it in the Omi utility program. I would like it to be that they can only buy it in Omi, but if they give you the option either or, it's still either or, it's fine. As long as they have the option to pay in Omi, again, most of my net worth is in Omi. It's not really in anything else, so yeah. Dan Chavez says, rentability will be a new aspect of value. That's a good point. That's a good. Remember how in 2016 it affected the housing market? How many Pokestops were nearby affected if certain millennials would buy houses, and I think that the market, what Dan's saying, the collectible market will be affected. Well, what's the average that people want to rent this out? Do you rent it out 5 times a day? Or do you rent it out 3 times a week? And there's a big difference, because if I'm going to pay for a collectible $300 if I pay for it and I can only rent it out 3 times a week, I'll choose a different collectible and pay 3 times more, $900, if I could rent it out 5 times a day. I would much rather do that because you make your money back so much quicker. And on top of that, most likely it's going to go up, and most other people, that's going to create such a freaking squeeze. If we have, oh my God, let's say like Harry Potter stuff, and then, oh, actually, you know what? We've had these like gamers that speedrun this particular obstacle course or game, and they've determined that Hermione is the best one. Everyone's going to run to Hermione. People still like Harry and Ron and Draco and whoever, but if Hermione's the best one, again, it might be playability. In Pokemon, most people just like the artwork or what's rare or whatever. In Magic, it's about playability. Which ones are worth the most? Playability. This card, Blaine's Arcanine. It's really cool. It's number 1 as far as in the Gym Challenge series, and it's historical because it is the first Pokemon to have an attack that has 120 damage in the trading card game. But this is not playable at all. Firestorm. Discard 3 energy cards attached to Blaine's Arcanine in order to use this attack. So you can only use it once. Like, this is not playable at all. You don't want this in your deck. but it's heckin' cool. So where Pokemon fans don't really care about playability, they just like, the artwork and how cool it is, rare it is, whatever it is. That's how collectible it is. Where Magic fans are all about playability, I think Dan's onto something where it will affect the market. How rentable is it? The rentability of it is really high. People are going to want to get that more, and that collectible will go through the roof. So we can speculate as much as we want, where I would say Pokemon, but it's really going to come down to what's better in the game. Hey, let's say if they each have, let's say want to be stealthy. Okay, for this mission this month, now everyone's going to want to rent out Sue Storm. Why? Because she's the invisible woman. She's stealthy. So that would be rented out through the yin yang. And they could have that forever if you just want to get extra points. And there's going to be new downloadable content pretty much every quarter, I feel like, for that Veveverse. Like it will never end. So God, it's gonna be so cool. Justin says hecka weird. Gagozu TV says, how much do you think land will cost? I'm hoping it's like $500 per parcel. And I get it. I know. It's like Chavez. Normal people don't have $500. I know that, but this is not a, Kripkins type of item. I know I keep pooping on Kripkins. I have the set. I'm not selling that. I didn't sell that set. I'm not selling it. This is not a Mr. Fantastic, although it's the first appearance of Mr. Fantastic. I feel like people are disrespecting it. This is not a throwaway collectible. This is land that could give you again, who knows that, let's say the amount of land you get, oh, hey, guess what? This land that you got gives every single collectible that you own +1 speed. This type of land that you got gives every collectible that you own +1 defense. This land is nothing. This land gives you a field attack mode. Like, this is not something that people will pay so much extra for that, because that's +1 to your team, whoever you add to it. I don't know if that'll have lasting effects. If you trade it to somebody else, then it doesn't have that. But there's going to be, in my opinion, multiple benefits to owning land. And if you go on and it's not collectibles, it's completely different. Would I rather have one piece of land in the Veveverse or Secret Rare Spider-Man? That's honestly going to depend on the piece of land, where it is in relation to all the other giant lands. If I can get one in between some of the most popular places, yeah, I'd probably rather have that land. Why? Because I've seen it before in Earth 2. I've seen it before in Decentraland, where someone buys a piece of land for $500 or $5,000, and suddenly they sell it for tens of thousands of dollars. That's a lot that they're making. Increasing it so much. I mean, right now, pay $16,000 for a Secret Rare Spider-Man. Is that going to 10x to 160? At some point, probably. At some point, it probably will. I don't know when. Next year? It might be in the next couple of years, but yeah, I see that. But are you going to be able to pay $500 for a piece of land? Or is Spider-Man going to 100x to 1.6 million? Probably not. At least probably not in the next few years. 160,000? Yeah, I could see that. 1.6 million? I don't see it happening for a long time, if it happens ever at all. But buying a $500 piece of land can easily go to $50,000. Why? Because I've seen it before. Like, it's already happened. It's like there's no speculation at that point. Like, it's happened in other areas. In other areas that aren't Veve. Other areas that don't have as much monthly daily users. Other platforms that aren't as popular, that don't have this brand, whose Telegram groups are dead, whose Discord groups are there, but they're nowhere near where we are. So if someone's gonna ask the question, Secret Rare Spider-Man or a piece of land, it really depends where that piece of land is. I don't know. I forget the question that we were on. Yeah, how much do you think land will cost? Again, I would like to see it at $500, just because, again, I know some people are going to be out of that, but this is not a normal collect. Like, again, not everybody had the $400 to try and go get Spider-Man, so they would get a common or an uncommon, which is fine. That you still made money. I think I would like to see, hey, this piece of land over here, $100. These pieces of land over here, $5,000. That over there, $1,000. I would like to see that. Will they do that? I don't know. I think they would have it randomized. I think they would do blind boxes just to make it fair. Because again, if you reserve these $1,000 pieces of land for the whales, and for a whale, $1,000 like $1,000. Sneeze and they get $1,000. So I would like to see a blind box kind of, where the minimum is maybe $100, and most likely you get land over here. But somebody that only has $100, maybe they get the land that's worth minimum 1,000, and then it goes to 10,000. I really would like to see that, because even though whales will buy up that land anyway, at least you get the people that never had that much money. Suddenly they scrounge up their pennies. They pay $100 for a blind box, expecting to get a no-name piece of land over here, but they get a prime real estate piece of land, and suddenly they have 5 figures. I would rather see that. Actually, that is something I would rather. I should bring that up. Yeah, I'll keep you posted with that. VVGTV says, I just got on my break, ready to live this live. David Rose's mom says social currency. Oh yeah, that's the other one. The social currency is, how did you impress girls back in the day? If you had a really good car, you had some good clothes, maybe if you worked out a little bit, how do you impress them now? You got a blue check mark? You got a white check mark? If you got one of those verified things, oh girl, if you have something like that, that's how you impress them. And I'm give you a piece of psychology here. Women tend to not be with men that are below them in the social hierarchy. Women tend to only be with men that are either across or above them in the social dominance hierarchy. Well, how do you get that? For men, you make a lot of money, or you become a doctor, or you get either make as much money as that woman or higher, or you get as educated as that woman or higher, or if you're successful in some other way. Again, that's taking the romance out of a lot of it. I'm not saying I like that, and it's not every woman, but women are the gatekeepers. And how are you going to do that now? Now, hey, if you're verified, or if you have certain NFTs, or if you have virtual land in China right now, because there's like 10 men for every woman, they don't go, and you're not considered an eligible bachelor unless you have minimum 1 piece of land. If you have a piece of land, okay, then you're at least in the running. But a lot of people over there have 2 and 3 pieces of land. I mean, like houses. Why? Just because, again, women they can choose whoever they want. How are they going to choose whoever they want? They choose that by determining who has the most to offer. Sorry, I had something real quick. Meow. Streaming. Hi. Let's see what we got. Ooh, my phone almost fell. Kurt says, what do you think would be the variables determining if someone will rent from you over someone else, other than the rent price or mint number? Ooh, that's a good call. I would say that I might have that a little bit of a advantage there, because, well, people are like, oh, hey, this is Randy Chavez. Like, I know him. I'll rent from him. Or if you happen to be, I forget what piece of thing I saw it in. I think it was a guy that got tiles from this lady, because this guy fancied the lady in a tile store, and he's like, I didn't even need these. And the girl's like, I'm sorry, I thought you needed them. But he's like, no, I came back here because I wanted to see you. So if you have a guy or a girl profile picture that's really, really good looking, and you're renting from that person, and again, I think Reese had said they'll allow messaging in app, just to get that contact, like, hey, thanks for, hey, I rented this out, it was good, leave feedback, thank you. And this way, at least you get a dialogue going. And is that creepy? Is that whatever? No, I think that's cute. I think that's kind of romantic if someone's got a crush on somebody else and they keep renting out their collectible because they want to talk to him every day. Hey, thanks for the collectible. Hey, thanks for coming back. I think that's cute. I think it's adorable. I think eventually that person should say something else other than that. But the person that's renting it out is like, even if they have no interest, well, hey, they're renting it out from me. I'll flirt with it. I think that's how you get better Um, uh, my advice for, and yeah, this is relationship advice. If you're a guy, and I can only speak to guys, but if you're a guy that isn't good at talking to women, if you're really awkward, go to a strip club. Learn how to talk to women there. You're paying them for their time, and I don't mean get do dirty stuff in the back. I mean go to one of those adult clubs and pay a girl it's like $1 per song to just sit on your lap or whatever. Just talk to her. Like, hey, how's it going? Learn how to talk to pretty women, and I think maybe this could be another way. Oh, hey, I would never talk to this person in real life. They are too good looking. I would be too awkward and bashful. But if you just do it like this, oh, hey, this is cool. We have something in common. They're renting out a collectible. I'm renting that collectible. Yeah, I would say that would help. Someone that's known in the space, or somebody that's pretty good looking, or maybe they would have reviews. I don't know how you would review this. Maybe you could review and say, hey, this person always has what I need. This person didn't have this collectible listed because it's in their private collection, but they put it in their inventory so I could rent it out. They did me a solid. They don't normally do that. Rate this person 5 stars. So maybe that's how they do that. That might also create scarcity too, because people are going to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to hold some of this stuff back that I have in inventory. So when people ask me about it, I could say, oh, I don't normally do this, but you know what? I'm in a good mood. Here you go. You seem like you really want it, in hopes that they get rated 5 stars. Again, I don't know if they'll have that, but I'm just kind of spitballing ideas here. That would be really fun. I really hope people are listening to this, because these ideas are fire right now. Kurt says David Rosen's mom, 100% social currency, 100%. Meow. Okay, moving on here. Giovanni Day says, what up, brother? What up? And Vivi Vault says, I didn't pay my fridge rent this month. You could, yeah, I mean, you still can, Vivi Vault. If you wanna get on there, if you wanna pay the troll toll to get into this boy's soul, you gotta pay the troll toll to get in. That's what is that called? That is called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They put on a play. It was pretty fun. Gago Zoo TV says, that's a good question, Kurt. It's a Beamer Life says, just bought 4 hoverboards. Oh, for renting out in the future? Might be a good idea. So your name, It's a Beamer Life, reminded me of, there's this one girl that's singing Nirvana, with the lights out, but she's singing it like really smoothly and nicely. And she says, an albino, like, she pronounces albino wrong, and it pisses me off. Oh God, there's a lot. All right, Shinobi 8 says, legend. What's your opinion on competitors to veve coming into the space? So Recur, I had this. This morning, if you were to ask me about Recur, I would say like, well, I know a couple people that are getting the fast pass so that they, can get a couple of things and they can resell them, and some people are going to keep them. And I, for the most part, I don't care about mint number. If something looks cool, I'll probably get it. As long as it's not crazy expensive. Like if they have a Riptar thing that's cool or whatever. But apparently, what the Fast Pass did for $300 is for 24 hours you can mint as many of those as you want. So I think that's just going to be abused. A bunch of people are going to get the Fast Pass. They're going to be minted into an oblivion. So Recur, I don't know if that's going to work out. I'm going to lean towards no right now, at least for their model. And again, they might fix that. They might say, oh, hey, this wasn't well received. We're going to change that. They could be really good. I don't know, but every other company in this space is there's a big gap between us and them, and we're that far ahead. I'm not saying that all of the companies are poop. They're not. I'm rooting for every single one of them, as long as they have good intentions and they're moral people and the CEOs are good. But having said that, I would go and say that we're years ahead of pretty much everyone else, as far as what we're trying to do. So I hope that Shinobi, that answered your question. Competitors coming into this space with veve. Again, I wish them all luck. I wish everyone in the space luck that has good intentions. But we're just so far ahead. Again, if there was someone that came in that I thought was better or that I could make more money with, that was close to as safe as us, I'd go there. But yeah, I haven't seen that yet. We got a. Where was I beforehand? Oh God, I was okay. Here we go. Peter says, a VV Vault, you have the Cat Bronson. There's somebody that had a Cat Bronson on one of my comments on one of my videos. I forget which one. Message me if y'all want. Bean Tech Finance says, hey everyone, what's going on, Bean Tech? VV Vault says, I wish Peter. Peter VDV says, oh. Joe M says, I want Wally to follow me around. That would be cool. Him on his little wheels, his little thing. That'd be fun. VV Vault says, invest in vehicles to rent out. Could be very possible. If racing is the first piece of gamification, then if racing is, and you can only race with vehicles, well, thank God I have the DeLorean set and the Ecto 1 set. Justin says, Jose, the demand is there. I think it is also. Josh D says, $50 a day, why not? Dude, if we're able, and I'll just calculate mine right now. Let's say 200 collectibles, and I could rent them all out for, oh God, even $4.50 a day. It's $1,000. Jesus. If we could rent our collectibles out for $5 a day, which I don't think is I think that's very reasonable. That's so much. Picture what you have in collectibles, multiply it by 5. And we got Shinobi8 saying, always good to know your thoughts. As I say, legend. Thank you so much, Shinobi. Is that kind of like a thing on like Shinobi Kenobi 8? I'm reading that right. XIII. I don't ever see that Hercules. I never see the Hercules commercial like, oh my God, he's choking! Quick, somebody call IXII because it's the Roman numerals for 911. I was like, that's so great that they did that. That was fun. Now where was I? Over here. All right, the hoverboards. There we go. Ethan Number says, what do you think will happen with renting out other things that won't really be useful? Example, the stamp or the posters. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe the only times those would be rented out would just be if you want to do a photo shoot or someone does a music video. Probably not too much utility for that, unless you, again, that could be a piece on a Monopoly board maybe. I don't see how that would work in like a Mario Party type of setting, like mini games or whatever. Unless if somebody says, hey, for this mini game that we're going to have today or wherever, it's going to be creating the most cool piece of art. Like, you know how when you take, you do a bunch of posters, let's say you slather up like 100 different posters on the wall, and then you rip off some and rip off the other, and it makes this really cool layered artwork. Maybe they might do that with those, with the 2D artwork and the posters and the post office stamps. Or if somebody, I don't know how they made this. They called it like Captain Beaverton or something, where it was like the Batman cowl had like a mixed with the thing, mixed with Captain America's shield, like from Marvel Mighties. They made like a Frankenstein type of character, and that was really cool. And maybe you could do that with art as well, make it like a Picasso type thing. But outside of that, I don't really know about the actual art. I think the artwork's just gonna be artwork. Yeah. Dan Chawbell says, you can get the asset, the collectible, and rent Gemflow. It's remarkable. I know, this is... And what did... Was it not the Gemini, not the Winklevoss twins? It was... Unimmutable. The Metaverse. Oh yeah, so there are 4 different major companies that hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Tesla, Square, actually ARK Invest, so 5. So Tesla, Square, ARK Invest, and then you have MicroStrategy, which is Michael Saylor, and then you have Grayscale. Grayscale is the other one, and Grayscale says the metaverse could bring in $1 trillion annually. $1 trillion is a lot of money, and if we get a piece of that, which I assume we will, but that's just my opinion. Let's see what we got here. This says collectible. Oh, there, yeah. Harish S says, "What up, folks? Yeah, what up, Harish? How you doing, fam?" The Vault says, "Definitely gonna be a secret rare for having all 12 serial killers." I hope so. Honestly, guys, I can't wait to get that if that is what happens. But if that comes out before Pokemon, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna sell every one of them. And I get it. I'm making an emotional decision. This is not something that's coming from a place of logic. It's not that's coming from a place of reason. It's coming from a place of I just love Pokemon. Now, that's being said, I happen to be very lucky. My skill, for the most part, is luck. If anyone plays Advance Wars, if you go to the character, Advance Wars 2, even though Nell's in the first one, you can't play her as a character until Advance Wars 2. In her character description, it says she's the first one to tell you that she was born lucky. Like, she has amazing, like, that's her power. Her power-up is, like, super luck. Where, you know, she could be matched evenly with somebody else, and suddenly she just destroys them. Luck is just major, amazing roll of the die. If something has, like, 95% chance of destroying, it's automatically 100. It's really good. VVTV says vehicles and golden moment statues. That would be really good too. Yeah. So again, where I can be lucky is if I put as much money as I think I will into Pokemon NFTs, and then they make those interoperable, or they make them, what do you call it? They make them gamified a little bit, and then they're the ones most popular to rent them out. I'm gonna be sitting pretty because I'm gonna be getting everything. Now, I'm not going to be the one that's just going to focus on, all right, there's Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Pikachu. I'm only going to go for Pikachu. No, I'm going to have a mixture of a bunch of them. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, where was I? All right, moving on. Dan Shawbell is Nightwing is the coolest statue. Nightwing is pretty cool. He's awesome. He's, you know, one of the next Batman. Hang on one second, guys. Fudge. All right, sorry. I had something to. I guess there was a comment up there that was not appropriate, and the message was retracted. Someone should make a company called Pimp My Vault. They probably could. Yeah, that would be something that would say. I'd do it. DRM says Edo is the coolest statue. Edo is really cool. Well, it says Batman Who Laughs the coolest statue. Which one is the coolest pose? I think it's a secret rare Captain America that goes like that one. That one's really awesome. That one's really cool. Why? Just because, just the pose that it does. I think that again, is it cool because it's animated, or is it cool just as it's cool and it happens to be animated? Storm is really cool animated one too. I don't know if I can say which one's the coolest. Joe M says Golden Dragon statue the coolest. Golden Dragon statue is pretty. That's pretty cool. So, Justin says right on the money. Gagozu says Eve is the coolest. Eve is cool. I like stuff with tattoos. Insane says, hey everyone, what's up, Insane? George B says, should I liquidate my black ultra rare rabbit for a Disney moment? I've grown attached to it since I got it on the drop. So, the black rabbit I was looking at before, I was like, should I sell one of these? I'll take a look-see. And I was looking at it, and I paid a certain amount for it, and then the black rabbit, after I paid for it, is I paid a lot for it, and it's not worth a lot, right? Oh, the black. Oh, actually, no. It's the white Labbit. The white Labbit, the ultra rare from that set, I paid 2,500 for, and now it's worth 1,400. So no, I did not. I did not do good there. But the black Labbit, that ultra rare, I think I paid like $8.99 for. I paid $9.98, and now it's $13.75. So that is okay. All right, hang on 1 second. Sorry. All right, moving on here. VVGTVs is $100 forever, $100 a week. God, yeah, that even at $100 a week, it's still $400 a month. It's a part-time job for a lot of people. It is an hour here, so I'm gonna do my hour Patreon member shout out. I don't belong here, we gotta move on, dear. Escape from this afterlife, 'cause it's time I'm right. I move on and on, far away from here. Got nothing against you, and surely I'll miss you. Okay, that was some Afterlife. Wow. So we got here. Kurt says, if accessing Disneyland requires holding a wall, you would be able to rent a wall on an ongoing basis to a lot of people every day. That'd be insane. God, could you imagine the Omi burn? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna burn, a dollar's worth of Omi for this. Oh, that'd be nuts. I farted. I'm so sorry. Insane says exactly. Kurt. Insane says, imagine golden Pokeball. Ugh. Imagine a GS ball. So the GS ball, for those of you that don't know, was introduced in the Orange Islands for Pokemon, and in the anime, it never went anywhere. He brought it to Professor Oak, and Professor Oak never brought it up again. It was supposed to be for catching Celebi, and they're supposed to bring it up in Pokemon Forever, but they just never did. Yeah, that is really heckin' awesome. So with Pokeballs, you obviously have the Pokeball, the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, and the Master Ball. Then Generation 2, they start getting a little crazy with it. You got a Fast Ball, you got a Heavy Ball, you got a Dust Ball, you got a Lure Ball. Pretty much everything for everything. And it's just like, it's so cool. They make acorn. Kurt can make Pokeballs out of acorns. It's insane. When Pokemon says, yeah, Pokemon. Says, aren't the Goldens for Disney besides artists on the app? I don't know. It says, aren't the Goldens for Disney? Can you rephrase that? I'm not sure I understand that. VVGTV says, the only way to access Pokemon games in Veveverse should be if you have a Pokeball. Maybe a Pokeball tattoo, you mean? Okay. I can't. There it is. MBZ says, Randy, if Omi lists on KuCoin or an exchange that offers perpetuals futures, do you think Omi will list on both spot market and perpetuals futures? I think it's largely up to the exchange, and I don't see why not. It probably should. Another way to short it, for whales to do that. But again, a lot of the whales are whales because they have Omi, not because they have a lot of money. But who knows? Insane says, do we all agree if they drop Pokemon cards, they should come at booster pack, which you open actively? They would have to have an unlimited amount of booster packs. Because again, if they have Pokemon cards, part of the reason again, they could do it two different ways. They can just model the Pokemon cards. Well, yeah, the Pokemon cards are already made, so they would just do that. But again, that's playable. If they make them, then we should be able to battle with them. We should be able to go and we should, hey, I have a deck of 60 cards. Oh, I have a deck of 60 cards. We go and battle. Not knowing which deck somebody has, and you have to kind of, well, if they have a grass type deck, I'm really good at my fire deck. If they have a water type deck, I'm probably good at my grass deck. Maybe I should do electric deck. Either or. I would say that in the event of, if they do that, they would have to make it unlimited amount of decks, which would burn a ton of Omi. That'd be great. That'd be super great if they did that. Hang on 1 second here. All right, moving on. Kurt says, land use idea for you, Randy. Open Pokemon centers all over the Veveverse where you collect Omi to heal your Pokemons that you rented out yourself. Make money on both sides. Okay, let me think here. If they come out with a hit point system, Again, I don't know how I could offer. Maybe they have items to heal or whatever, or you know how in okay. So you know how in like Clash of Clans or Clash Royale or whatever it's called, where you go out and let's say you dominate somebody else's whatever, their clan, but your guys get hurt. Well, you have to wait a certain amount of time before those people go and they are ready to go out and fight again. Okay, well, how do you fix that? You fix that by say, hey, my guys are hurt. Let me rent out somebody else's collectibles so I can go fight again. They do that and they do that over and over and over. And again, let's say their guys are cooled down. They take a couple hours to cool down or an hour to cool down. Do you want to sit around waiting an hour to go play again? No, you want to play right away. Oh, hey, let me go to the store. Let me buy these people's collectibles. Blah, 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 or rent them. They go out again. Let's say matches only take 10 or 15 minutes. They could rent out 3 more times. By the time their guys are done, they're healed up. Boom, go. That's a really good idea. I don't know how to heal those. I think that would be high mint items. They would say, oh, hey, you know what? It would be really cool if we take these high mint items and they go and somebody stacks them up. Let's say like potions, super potions to heal your guys up. They have 80 health. They only have 30 health because they're injured. Here you go. Rent this. I'll give this to him, and it's 50 health, and now he's good to go. I think that would be really interesting as well. Dave Rose's mom says, I don't think the average HH has an extra $1,800 a month household. Most people don't even have $500 for an emergency. I forget where I read that statistic, but I'm almost positive it was. Hang on. Average home expendable income. Okay. In January of 2021, this statistic shows me the average disposable household income in the United States in 2019 by age. Okay, now obviously by age is going to be a lot different. No, that's not disposable income they're showing. They're showing the average income, not disposable income. Because again, at 89,000, that's not your disposable income for somebody that's maybe it is, but that's hang on. Okay, so ons.gov.uk says 2 main points in financial year ending in 2020, period leading up to implementation of measures, average household disposal. They only, maybe I'm asking it wrong, because they're saying 31,000, but that's not their expendable income. Or should I put disposable income? I could have sworn it was. It was around that each month. Again, I might. Okay, hold on. The average household has about $1,729 left over after paying bills each month. That money can be spent towards a number of different things like long-term saving goals, retirement, or college education. This is from the Motley Fool, which they tend to be pretty good. Now, this is also a very old article from 2018. But yeah, around between $1,700 and $1,800 a month is the average household has after paying bills each month. But again, this was 3 years ago. So that's, but I don't know I think that's just for America. I don't think that's for everyone. I think that's just for America. But yeah, so an extra $1,700 a month. Again, that was 3 years ago. I don't know how that's changed since. Kurt says insane. 100 blind boxes. Yeah. Gagoza says Pokeball common, Great Ball uncommon, Ultra Ball rare, Master Ball ultra rare. That'd be really cool. Drad says, how's it going? It's going all right. Thank you. MBZ says, reason why I'm asking is because if whales go long on spot and short on herb/futures, the price will be very volatile. Yeah, I mean, it happens. So again, I don't know if they'll have I don't know if the Okomi will even have a say in that. I think it'll just be going with what the exchanges want at that point. Insane says, at Kurt, but please not the blind box at the moment that you pay and there's a green truck telling you got a Pikachu. I want a booster opening animation and I want to actively open my booster pack. That's the other thing. If they do cards, you should be able to do you should be able to open it like a normal pack. Amira Atia says, Pokemon would be so cool. I really hope it happens. I'm sure it will. I think I don't know. It could be December. It could be February. It could be well into next year. Again, I did not expect them to do Disney this early, but they did. So I think that means they could be doing Pokemon at some point earlier than I expected. VVTV says, rent hoverboards for $2 an hour or have a tier system for the various rarities. Earn passively. Yeah. I think, forget who said it before, but they've talked, again, the ultra rare DeLorean, that was drivable at one point. It drove around. They took it away, but yeah, drove around. David Rose's mom says, most aren't willing to delay gratification and waste all their money on trying to keep up with the Joneses. I know, I hate that. I hate that people do that. And again, to each their own. If somebody wants to, get the new iPhone and they want to get the new sneakers, and I don't want to say I'm a tool, but now granted, I love Pokemon, but I just got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and I got it because I love Pokemon. Now, could I have just downloaded a Nintendo DS emulator and then downloaded a Brilliant Diamond, what would that be? A ROM? Sure, I absolutely could have. But did I? No, I didn't. I probably should have, but I didn't. I can't help it. I love these things. They're like crack to me. Arjun Singh says, what's the motivation people would have to rent a collectible? So I went over a lot of this earlier in the video, but I'll do it here real quick again. Motivation would be to whatever they want. If they want 100% something, like, oh, hey, you didn't complete this with this character. Like in Super Smash Brothers, hair. Sorry, hair in my mouth. In Super Smash Brothers, the only way you can get certain characters is if you go and you break the targets with all of the different characters, or board the platforms with all of the different characters. And if you, let's say it unlocks a hidden character or a hidden achievement, and you don't have all of these NFTs, why? Because some of them are tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. You would probably want to just rent it out instead of buying it. Why would I rent out something that's $10,000, or why would I buy something that's $10,000 just to get this achievement when I could just rent it out for 5 or 10 or whatever? So that's one reason. Another reason would be people just flexing, like, hey, check out me and my Todd McFarlane Batman. Put it on Instagram. Again, what is Twitter doing? Twitter is going to be able to verify your NFTs, and they can be your profile picture. There's going to be nothing like that. Like that, I guarantee you, people are going to do it for the flex, do it for the gram. Okay, do it for the Vine. A little old school now, but people are going to do it for the gram. They're going to do it for the Twitter. Do it for the pic. Do it for the selfie. Kurt says, at Insane, absolutely. Animation and interactive aspect would be just as important when it comes to Pokemon and booster packs. Agreed. VVGTV says, rarities on a Pokeball could be the different types. Yeah, that's true too. MBZ says, LA is too expensive. Gas is already $5 for premium. I need to rent these out to pay for gas. Nobody likes gas like that. Mana Addict says, your end of year price prediction for Omi? 0.008, assuming we don't get on exchanges. If we do get on exchanges, it depends when. If we get on an exchange in like December 15th, let's say we get on it for my birthday. Birthday's next month. Then I'll go and say, maybe, 1 to 2 cents. If we can't get on it until late December, I'll say maybe a penny, and then we'll get, a couple of cents in January. But it really depends on if we can get exchanges, and if we do, when in December we can get it. Who knows? David Rose's mom says, LA sucks. Move and don't vote for the same BS wherever you move to. I have read, or I have heard, that people in Texas, they go to every single person that moved there from California, New York, whatever, and they grab them and say, hey, remember why you moved here. Don't vote the same way you voted in that, remember why you moved here and don't vote that same way. So yeah, I agree. VVG TV says probably 50 what? Let me know. Dan Shawbell says, reasonable to be able to rent at all. It's an awesome feature that will really help people and support users who want collectibles but don't have large bank accounts. I think so as well. Again, if you only have, let's say, a couple of collectibles, and let's say your job just barely covers your bills, and you're able to rent, let's say you have 5 collectibles, and you rent them out all for, let's just say even $1 a day. It's extra $5 a day that you can choose to get paid in gems, and at the end of the week you have an extra $35. Well, what can you do? You can probably get another collectible each week. So at the end of one calendar year, you could now suddenly, instead of having 3 or 5 collectibles, now you have 4. Now you have 56 collectibles, and now you're making $50 a day after a calendar year. And what happens after that? Okay, well then at $50 a day, you go and you have I'm sorry, $350 a week, which is a lot. That's a lot. That is, what is that? $1,400. So literally in a year, from having 3 collectibles, you can go and you'd be making $1,400 a month just from renting them out every single day. Jesus. That's insane. I can't believe I was like, for my giveaways, I just gave a bunch of these out. This is bananas. I'm really glad I did. VVG TV says completely reasonable. I agree. YJ3 says $1 a day sounds like a lot of Marvel Mighty. Could do that. I could just do that on my Marvel Mighty set. Let's say we had 10 and so 20, so $21 a day. I do that. I take that. Am I Captain America? I could do this all day. If has anyone seen Hawkeye? So the Hawkeye series, it's Hawkeye, and like the first episode, spoilers if you haven't seen it, he's just sitting in like this theater, and it's about the Avengers and the attack on New York. And in the Captain America character in that, he's singing, says, I could do this all day, like really flamboyantly. I was like, oh my God, this is so corny. And Hawkeye's just like a hardened veteran at that point. It's really similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender, where they're trying to dress up as the Fire Nation, and they go and see a play about themselves. It's really fun. It's really cool. Avatar's such a good show. So good. Justin says, I really do hope they have some of the same ideas as the community towards the theme parks. I think they will. Charles says, I was thinking 12 days of Christmas with 12 drops in 12 days. That'd be insane. Oh my God, Wendy, how are you, girl? Says, I'm sending you a text. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I see where you are. Okay. Well, that was 47 minutes ago, but it's okay. I love you. Dappergon says, hey, Randy, will they reconsider burning/leaving a chunk of Omi with the migration? No, they won't do that. The team said previously that they won't leave any behind, but what about Omis that were mistakenly locked for years? Well, I mean, whether they leave it or not, that's locked for like 10,000 years. That just consider that burned. consider that burned. Wendy says, Hermione is my favorite character. She was my goal since I was 8. And also was inspired to be a top student my whole life. And I did it. She did. Wendy just graduated with her master's recently. So I guess that means Wendy read the books, because the movies didn't come out until we were like 12. Wendy's the same age as I am. And I remember it not coming. I was like 11 when that came out. Maybe I was 12. So that means that she read the books. So good for you, Wendy. Anthony Rodriguez says, I'm pretty sure the licensors and veve would want a cut if we could rent out our collectibles. We would have to take into consideration of the fees when setting a price. The rentees pay the fee, from what I understand. That the fee is paid by the rentee, or maybe that's just from Omi to NFT. That's a good call. That's a good point. Who's going to pay that fee? Good point. Harish says, that's not fair to expect a share from rental money because we own those NFTs. That's also a good point. We own them on the blockchain. It's a good point. But that being said, there is a fee every time we sell, so why not renting? Wendy says, but Anthony, that's still earning money for holding collectibles. That's still true. It's a good point. MBZ says they may price the land in ETH. I don't think so. They might price it in OMI. Noah Will says land in Veveverse should be exclusively purchased with OMI only. I don't think you want to do it only. I think you should just have the option, but who knows? Sorry. Makes sense since OMI is the currency for Veveverse. That should spike OMI price and have legal utility. Either way, I'm happy with this so far. But yeah, I think that'd be cool as well. Giovanni Day says Elena of Avalor NFTs for Hanukkah. Interesting. Justin says the incentivization to buy collectibles for loaning will be parabolic. I think so also. Again, you can go and you can buy something, let's say for let's say $1,000, and if you rent it at $1 a day, which is stupid low, let's say $1 a day, so you make an extra couple $100 over the year, and you go and you still have that NFT, which is most likely going to go up. And again, most likely it'll be $1 an hour, $5 a day minimum. So you're making that back very, very quickly. 10 days, it's $50. So you pay. So, if it's $5 a day, then at the end of, let's say, a week, that's 35. Let's say 50 weeks. So you're doing a lot. Was that only 150? No, it's 5 times 360. Yeah. So you're making your money back in a year, and on top of that, you still have that collectible that you could sell. But why would you sell it if you just rent it out? Josh says, I think I saw some land plot that sold for $2 million to Decentraland, and Justin says 2.4 million, and we've got more monthly active users. So yeah. Harris says land prices will definitely be split depending on the location based on what I've seen in other projects. They vary between 250 and 40,000. Yeah, that makes sense as well. What says Foster said in the interview that it would be a good idea to have a whale neighborhood in the Veveverse for all the whales who stake 100 million plus OMI. Dude, that'd be great. I would love that. Not that I'm going to stake 100 million of my OMI and only have 15 million OMI, left. I would do that. Or I would want that because I want whales staking 100 million OMI. That's what I want. So I don't, even if I don't get that, again, I know Okomi wants to keep everything fair, but I think it's really fair if OMI goes up because of that. Doesn't say the prices will scale like crazy. Agreed. David Rosemont says provide resources. Oh, the land. The land is going to provide. I think the land could provide resources. Let's say each land you have, gives you, wood, and then wood, you can use to build another house or a second layer to your house or something like that. I don't know. Or this land gives your NFTs, it cuts your refill time in half. Like if you say, hey, you just did a mission, now instead of waiting an hour, you only have to wait a half hour. Oh my God, that's going to save you so much time. Dan Shawbell says, facts. Giovanni says, agreed. Harris says, if the base price for a land is over 50K, it will be filled with whales since they can afford it. If they want to do that and burn that OMI, all more power to them. MB says, before you go on a date, you got to ask the girl how much crypto you got. I mean, if you want. Jake Donnelly says, Randy's boxes. LOL. Daddy says, you just flex and finesse. That's all you got to do for me. Oh my God, that's insane. Just says, I keep hearing about NFTs from places I wouldn't expect. Ooh, Justin, tell me, what type of NFTs would you... Yeah. Do you hear? What places do you hear from? Amara says, women are attracted to men who buy OMI. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Top Killer says, who's going to rent collectibles? LOL. Like, seriously, I've gone over that a couple of times. Hopefully it had made it in there. A lot of people. Again, I would. And if I would do it, I know I represent millions of people that also would. Monarch NFTs. What's up, homies? What's going on? Rent my wall says 100. That's great. I gotta rent my wall. I gotta take a picture of the Rent My Walt. The Rent My Walt name. Wendy says, ha 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 ha, is this Tinder collectibles rent? Is this Tinder for collectibles? That's great. Dave Rose's mom says, the common Spider-Man was available in the store for 40 gems for close to 24 hours. The people that were talking poop about it not selling out immediately are now complaining. Yep. It took 24 hours for that to sell out, and it did, and now it's a lot. Justin says, will the collectible be less cool if it's rented? I don't know. I was hypothesizing that before. Like, oh, this has been rented out the yin yang. It's had so many owners. It's had so many people. I don't know. Maybe. But I think the opposite of that too. Be like, oh my God, look at this one. This one was rented out. Like, this one went through the hands of, Taps Trades and Foster Hilt and Dan Lee and Wendy Stibalis and Randy Chavez. Like, that, and they like, I want to use that one, and maybe they want to buy it because it's digitally signed by those who had it. I was laughing. Mark Hunt says, "Oh man, NFT catfishing, NFT catfish. That'd be insane." How far behind am I on comments? I am like 40 minutes behind. I will get back there. Get back to where you once belong. I'll get back. Dustin says, "Not relationship advice." It was relationship advice. David Rose's mom says, that veve is not fair and favors whales. I would say that yes, but I want whales to stake. Again, if whatever whales get for staking 100 million, I'm not staking 100 million. I'm not going to get that. I don't care. I want their tokens locked up so that this price goes up. Again, that's just me. Maybe it's not fair. I don't know. At the end of the day, I want to make money for animals. Wendy Stibalis says, guys taking notes. Todd Killer says, David Rose's mom, people want immediate returns since they expect there's these to be 3x their OG price. For a lot of these, a lot of people are already 3x. Power of Ideas says, go to strip club, start with meow meow. It works every time. Meow meow. If I wear this shirt and I start meow, I don't know. People would be like, this guy's like who is this person wearing a real Randy Chavez shirt? If they don't know my name, they're like, he must be a super fan. He's meowing. This guy's like a weeb or something. I don't know what they would say. Start with meow meow works every time. Sody Pop says renting could take some things off the market for a period of time. That's also true. It's a good point. MBZ, that's not a cool comment, man. Not a cool comment. Shinobi XIII says legend. It's your opinion on competitors to veve coming into the space. It's pretty much just that they're all going to be in second place. Moving on to my next super chat. Sody Pop says, I think collectors will find any reason to differentiate and find value in their NFTs. Also, why Diamond over Pearl? Going to Best Buy now. There was no rhyme or reason for Diamond over Pearl. I don't know, I'm going to choose Piplup, and this one it looks like ice. I know it's a diamond, but it just looks like ice, so I picked it. Yeah, so no rhyme or reason. I'm just going to choose Piplup. But yeah, I think you're correct in that assessment. Oh god, more hiccups. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. Mark D says the Nightman cometh. Fighter of the Nightman. Sody Pop says, yeah, guy or girl, man or woman, doesn't matter. A lot of backgrounds can provide value. Yeah, everyone can provide value. Top Killer says Harambe Moon, Harambe Moon, Harambe Moon. Shinobi XII says, always good to know your thoughts. As I say, legend. Thank you, Shinobi, for those super chats. Does says, how much would a Todd rent for? Well, again, there's at least one person. NFT Pirates interviewed the guy. I forget his name, but he holds 150 of those. He holds 150 of them. So if they, I don't know. There's so many of them. There's like several thousand. I don't know. I mean, everyone's probably gonna want. That's the first one ever. But again, that one person can rent at $1 a day. Okay, boom, $150 a day. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They'd be laughing all the way to the bank. So I don't know. We do have my 90-minute Patreon member shout out. What's it gonna be? Together we broke all the rules, dreaming of dropping out of school to leave this place and never come back. This could be the one last chance to make you understand. Yeah, I'd do anything just to hold you in my arms, try to make you laugh. Somehow I can't put you in the past. I'd do anything. It's been a while since I said it, so everyone check out Star Helix and Kyle Willson on YouTube, and at not Star Helix, at HeyDavidDon, and at EQ_crypto on the Twitter. And everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. It's an hour and a half in. Let's go. I don't know how much Todd would rent for. Again, that guy with 150 of them could just fight a line, $1 a day, and boom, just make out like bandit. David Rosenbaum says, yeah, women bring a ton of value, but that value is different from the value that other people can bring. We are complementary. The value that men and women bring, completely natural, nothing wrong. Yeah, that's true. I agree. That kind of, yeah, like when parents says I love you all differently but equally, and hopefully they mean that. Well, one cannot exist without the other. Everyone says problems arise when society starts inflating one over and lying in an effort to not offend people. Yeah, fair point. That's true. Top Killer says, who's realistically going to rent collectibles? Like after a couple of days, it's not worth it at all. Renting is not going to be big until 2 years into the Veveverse. I think it's possible that we get to it next year. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be in Q1 of next year. I don't think the Veveverse will be released until minimum Q2, but probably Q3 of next year. I would say summer, if not like late summer, fall. Probably late summer, second half of the year. Yeah, I guess it would be Q3 because Q2 is spring into. So yeah, I would say that. And then once that happens, probably should be able to rent right away. Again, just my opinion. Wes says Todd probably $10 a day due to the high count. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them, but again, yeah, that's true. But that guy would probably want to rent all of them because why wouldn't he? The more he rents, the more he makes. What about late fees? I think it'll just be woven into the contract. Hey, as soon as you click X or Y or whatever, the contract starts. You have 24 hours or 8 hours from this point, however long the rentee or the renter wants to rent it for. Sody Pop says, at Top Killer, yeah, personally, I don't get renting, but I'll sure rent my stuff out to people who want to. Yeah, I'll rent that out as well. Top Killer says, Pop, 99.9% of the community has the same mindset as you. It's not going to work. I don't, again, if there's something, again, I don't have all of these. I don't have all these collectibles. What I would do, yeah, if there's something that helps me, again, I'm retired. I don't have much else to do. I'm going to be in the Veveverse a lot. Is that sad, like Chavez? You got nothing else better to do? I mean, not really. At that point when Omi moons and I got a lot of money, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna be a boss in this game. I want to get a bunch of the achievements. I don't know if you'll be able to 100% this game. Why? Because there's going to be so many different ways to beat it. And there's going to be people that speed run certain obstacles. I guarantee there's certain obstacle courses, certain games where people speed run it. And they have that in Mario Kart. They have that in Donkey Kong. They have that in every single game ever. Who speed runs it? How quickly? They do that in Wii Sports. They do that in the Sports Resort for Wii. They do it in every single video game. In Star Fox, where you can't really do a speed run, you do a kill count. How many enemies can you kill? And when they do that, it's just a community forms around that. It's just what happens. I've seen it before. So I guarantee you it happens like that. Okay. Nobody. And again, let's say if we have Omicron, the new Rona thing. Let's say that shuts down the world again. What are people going to do? They're going to sit inside and play video games. It's going to be bananas. And if people are getting unemployment from whoever the governments, and they don't have to go back to work, why not just sit at home and do some stuff? Wendy said, I'm not even going to reply to that. And 26 reply. Oh, Wendy, I love you. Clutchick says, good evening. Just Sody Pop had 2 Sody Pops this morning. Oh my god. Chris Garza says, MBZ, you got to cool it with those bad comments there. Chris Garza says, they said DC drops coming. Batmobile, dude, that'd be insane. That'd be absolutely bananas if they had that. Sody Pop says, Justin, oh yeah. Kurt says, oh, imagine if they need to rent comics. Oh, hang on. Imagine if they need to rent comics to find an Easter egg for a quest in the Veveverse. Just like in Ready Player One, they had to consult Halliday's memory. # comic utility. That's a really good point. Hang on 1 second right here. Just gotta get something right here. Whoop-ha. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, that would be really cool. So I'm going to read that again once more time. Imagine if they need to rent comics to find an Easter egg for a quest in the Veveverse. Just like in Ready Player One, they had to consult Halliday's memory. # comic utility. That'd be insane if they did that. That's something I don't know if the licensor would allow. Like, hey, you're going to taint this comic? I don't know. But that would be really cool if they did that, though. Like, hey, you have to be carrying this comic in order to be accepted into this, temple or whatever. Maybe maybe that comic is the answer to a riddle, and you have to be carrying it to gain entry. Top Killer says, one Chris. Doesn't say, Wayman can snipe the Germans away from the battlefield. YOLO. Top Killer says, Eve for me. I don't know. David Rose's mom drank too much. Aw. Wendy says, I love when Randy sings with his Patreon members. Aw. Thanks, man. I love it too. Justin says, oh no, his mic is getting overworked. My mic? Is it? Yeah. Tony Bob says, Justin, his mic cannot handle his power. David Rose's mom says, what's a Pokemon? Oh, you're so crazy. Ow, my body. Justin says, right, did Amazon have bad reviews in the beginning stages? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Sody Pop says, man, they need to be careful with the free-to-play antics. Free-to-play, pay-to-win type of deal, maybe? Sody Pop says, that sounds awful, Randy. I'm sorry. I don't even know what I sang 30 minutes ago. Higher Ground says, will veve be dropping Omicron NFTs? Probably not. Mark Hunn says, I can see mini-games like Candy Crush on the app where you need to pay an Omi in order to refresh your tries for the day. I would do that all day. I love that game. That would be great. Wendy says, Mark, that would be so awesome idea. Yeah, I think so too. Sody Pop says, I want games I can play to earn, not the other way around. I'm going into the new world, not the old world where games are designed to be difficult, so you'll spend more. Well, I mean, for games, I do want a challenge. But I want it not impossible. I want to be able to beat it without any help. But if there's one, let's say, like, thing that I'm just not good at, like, I'm not good at when you have to escape from something. Like, if it's a part of the game, oh, the whole thing is collapsing and you got to get out. I'm good at just slaughtering enemies all day, hack and slashes. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, really good at those games. That was for PS2s back in the day. Star Wars Starfighter, same thing. I'm really good at super jerk. Like, I'm really good at dogfighting games. I mean pilot games, not actual dogfight. Like, that's what they're called when two planes go. So I'm really good at those games, but when trying to escape from something, I'm not. So yeah, I would if there's something that I can't get around, like, okay, you know what? I'll just pay for what I need to get past this game so I can enjoy the rest of the game. But again, that's just me. Wendy says, that's also true, Sody. Ha ha ha. Jake Donnelly says, they could do Pokemon packs like Magic the Gathering Arena. They could do a lot of, like, there's so many different things combining all these different fandoms. It could be insane. Sody Pop says, at Wendy Stibalis, yeah, I don't want to see Same race to the bottom on Halo Soulless Games, crowding the metaverse for a quick buck. That's another good point. I want people to go in there and just be. I want people to go in there and just. And again, maybe you don't. You could just go there and just chill. I can't wait to go. Like, if they have a follow me feature, like for all your collectibles, I really hope they have one where all of your collectibles can go in. Like, anyone remember Gridiron Gang, where the opposing team, they send 8 people out for the coin toss, and it's like, well, these guys trying to intimidate us? They'll send 8 people out for coin toss. What is this? And then so they bring out the whole team. When I go out to a battle, I want to bring like 80 different Pikachu. Like, I want to bring 40 different Squirtle, 10 Charmander, and 100 different Bulbasaur, because that would be awesome. Like, that would be so cool if you go and say, okay, let's go to a water event, and you show up with like a dozen Squirtle Squad. So if they're able to give out glasses, I would get one pair of glasses for each of my Squirtles. Why? Squirtle Squad sunglasses. Huh. Everyone that knows Pokemon should get that. Justin says, do you think the same people pulling the new variant strings are in the same group of people pulling Omi strings? I don't think so. When he says Sody Pop, yeah, Web 3.0 is exactly to evolve that. Sody Pop says, Justin, I think it's worth investigating. Might be. Josh said, the only reason I want MTL is for the new iPhone, but no one want to buy my Secret Rare comics, LOL. If it isn't a Grail and I hit a Secret Rare, I'm selling at launch. All right, fair point. Josh says, and I didn't upgrade, LOL. I'm on an iPhone 10. I don't even know what I'm on. I don't even know what it's a thing. I don't know what it's called. It's an Android. It's an Android. That is what I have. It's a collecting app. At least Veve is. Huh? David Rosemont says, no. Omi's market cap would be so much higher. That's a good point. It would be. But Bob says, Josh 7 plus here. Oh, wow. Mr. Locknet says, hey, Wendy, when Omi gets listed on exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, do these exchanges also have to buy lots of Omi, thus increasing the price of it? They do, actually. When it gets listed on different exchanges, if they're good exchanges, they're not like Robinhood, then yeah, those exchanges have to buy a certain amount of Omi, and billions will be locked up forever. So, yeah. Joseph says, I didn't know if I joined the dark side without knowing it. Power of Ideas says, happy early birthday, fam. Why, thank you. Sag season? Like Sagittarius? Oh, yeah, Sagittarius season. Yes, it is my birthday next month, and I am... See, I'll still be able to say, oh, yeah, late 20s, early 30s. I'll still be in my early 30s, but I'm not going to lie. I was not prepared for 30. It's different. It's crazy. It's, I don't know. Things are just, they weren't better. My body was better when I was younger, and now it's just, I feel old. I still feel like my mind is still young. Like, I still feel like a kid. Like, before I was at a friend's house, I was eating Lucky Charms, and we're playing video games. I felt like I was 15 years old again. But then, like, sitting here for the last hour, 43 minutes, ooh, my back hurts. Ugh. Like, it's not something that feels good anymore. So, yeah, moving on. Monarch NFT says, Sandbox lets you literally create your own games. I hope Veve does something greater. They did mention about acquiring actual companies, maybe big game brands, hopefully. I'm pretty sure they've already acquired games or gaming companies, or at least companies that are creating small version of games. I have no proof of this. This is just a theory. But if I were a Comey, I would just wave around that flag. Yeah, we got Disney IPs. Oh, you want to create a game? Why don't you create that game using our resources under our banner, and we'll split the profits. And a Comey doesn't have to do any work. They hire on these companies, again, just assuming, they hire on these companies, you do that, and they create a new game for us to spend Omi in. Even if 80% of the companies that they hire that do that and their games are like okay or they suck, and let's say 15% of the games are all right, they're cool, steady base, but 5% of the games just absolutely blow up, worth it, freaking worth it. The amount of Omi burn is going to be ridiculous. Because again, it's not costing them anything. Sleeping Comics says, Randy, sleeping, what's going on? Sody Pop says, Mr. Locknet, Coinbase and Binance will help because it'll open up a massive market of new buyers. They'll connect the smart contract and their market makers. We'll have to buy some, I'm sure. Yeah, they will. I would picture Coinbase well before Binance. I just don't see Binance for a really long time. I just picture everything else first. Just my opinion. Josh says, I think we're going to be able to also build land, not just buy what's available. I don't think we'll be able to build land. They will dictate, I think, what land is available. Will we be able to build on that land? I think so. But that's my opinion. Josh says, at Sody Pop, it's a disaster. Everything gets slow sometimes, not even veve. Yeah, that's true. Sody Pop says, at Josh, I've been a little lucky, but I'm starting to feel it. I need my money for OMI, investing, and veve. Yeah, I feel ya. MBZ says, it would give everyone a chance to own some land if they price land in OMI. People can just use their credit cards and have some cushion. Yes, they could. I mean, this is priced in gems, I mean. I know what you mean. That actually would help the game a little bit. If they don't have OMI, if they don't have a lot of gems, oh, hey, let me pay for it with my credit card. That still gets other people to buy land. So, but again, the land will probably be scarce, at least compared to the amount of people that want land. Josh says, Sody Pop affiliate on that. And that's the other thing. If people don't have like a creative bone in their body, but they have money, they could just buy a bunch of pieces of land and just hire someone. Like, all right, hey, you just made this land go from $10,000 to $50,000. How'd you 5x your money? How'd you do it? I will do what you want to this land here. I don't care what it costs. I'll pay for it. I'll pay you, and I'll give you a proceeds of the profit will go to you. If you can do that, guarantee you that happens. People that are just coming in here for a quick flip, they'll spend $100,000 on land. They'll hire, Mr. Flat Ties over there, and then they'll say, hey, you know what? You're going to come here, and you're going to do your thing. I'll give you a quick, couple grand for your services, and I'll give you a proceeds of the profit that I make from this. Guarantee you that happens. Guarantee you that happens. The Grovertron says, Pokemon announcement tomorrow? I wish. Probably not, but that'd be insane. Another says, I hear NFTs pop up at work or random videos IG. Oh, that's interesting. So NFTs pop up at work. Oh, dude. It's happening. People are gonna go and they're just gonna be talking about this all the time. I feel like. Okay. I am going to. All right. Move on here. Yeah. MBZ says, will U.S. people be able to stake? Everyone will be able to stake. It's just that we'll be able to. Depends how much. Like, are you going to stake in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, what have you? Sody Pop with their $5 super chat saying, I think collectors will find any reason to differentiate and find value in their NFTs. I think so as well. They've been doing that for a long time. And he continues on saying, also, why Diamond over Pearl going to Best Buy now? No rhyme or reason. I just got it because I did. Again, I'm choosing. It's not. I don't really care for Palkia over Dialga. One for time and space. Yes, I am using my Wolverine claws to be able to go and open up this beautiful, beautiful game right here. These are super sharp. Super sharp. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. How much I draw blood? No. I'm pretty sure I would get banned from YouTube if I did that. Yeah. So what I had them do is I had them put the warranty on the plastic. I don't know why I did that. I'm just realizing this now. That, okay, if I can... Okay, I can just take it off, and then I can put it on... Well, I don't want to put it on him. I'll put it on... Importante. Made in Japan. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Sody Pop says, at MBZ, the way it's currently set, yes, they're trying not to give out OMI directly to stakers, thus avoiding SEC regulation. Agreed. Jordan Man says, old school Randy, love it. Hey now, this is what dreams are. Jordan Man says, old school Randy, love it. Crazy Dan 420 says, I would think that renting out some Smack, Crackle, and Pop collectibles to the party crowd would also be a moneymaker in the metaverse. That's very true. What I did once, I'm going to go and try to find it here. It should be in my veve. Do I not have one? Okay, veve. So I have a couple of veve pictures. My first one was with Doctor Doom, and it's hold on. With Doctor Doom, and I'm just at a random party, and I just had someone take a picture, and I was partying with Doctor Doom. Next one, I had Eddie Rizzo Batman next to a Long Island iced tea. Next one, I had him really huge next to a Long Island iced tea. I had a random Blossom. I had Throg getting ready to smash me with a hammer. I don't know why I look so derpy in that photo. Why do I look like that? Why do you guys watch me? I had Superman at a pretzel shop because the guy had a Superman tattoo on his leg. He downloaded veve. I don't know who it was, but somebody... Oh no, it was me. It was me. I was getting a test, and I had Homer choking Bart. I had the Stay Puft Man when I was going to watch Ghostbusters. These type of things are just awesome and fun. I forget where I was. Yeah, renting them out would be a huge moneymaker. Sody Pops, the Crazy on 420. I'll be the guy outside the venue selling pacifiers for 10 gems. You're showing your age with that one. Peter says, I bought 3 Cat Bronsons, Randy. What? That's amazing. Eventon says, has veve confirmed that the Veveverse will be an actual fleshed out game, or will it just be VR Chat 2.0? I think it's not going to be either of those. They might have some light gamification in the Veveverse, but it's not going to be a full-fledged like World of Warcraft, League of Legends type of thing right away. They might have that at some point, but at first it's just going to be able to walk around, maybe pimp out your houses, buy accessories, and maybe some light gamification that, some people might be able to give or take, but it's just going to be constantly updated every month, every couple of months, whatever. It's going to get more and more. Again, veve doesn't even need to do anything. They just, your game is ready. We're going to integrate you in the Veveverse now. Integrate you, and that's a new game. And then, it'll probably be a VR chat as well. MBZ says, how would someone be able to monetize comics by renting? I don't know. Again, it could just be one thing, like, oh, hey. And again, if some common comics are like $12, well, would you rent it? Or would you just spend the $12 to get it? I would just spend the $12 to get it. Now, granted, a lot of these will go up as more people come in, and let's say they want every comic, but they don't want to spend $1,000, and they don't want to spend, then you could just buy all the commons. It's fine. I think people will do that. So Lil says, Randy, I'd pay big money to get an NFT of you in a cat suit. Oh my god, I would. All right, so here's my idea. I guess I have a couple ideas, but here's one of them. It's to be able to take, Super Mario in a cat suit, kind of something like that. Now, I don't know where I have it inside my, that's the type of thing I would want, like, meow. I have had something like that. Don't ask me where it is. I don't know. It was in my, I don't know if it was in my Facebook. Oh my god, I have so many notifications on here. But I will tell you that a buddy of mine did have something like that. It was a sweatshirt that went over your hands so that it looked like you were a cat. You pull the hood over. That's as close as I ever got into a cat suit. But did I take a picture of that yet? I'm going to take a picture of that comment because I'm going to. I would put that on Snapchat. I would put that. Are you ready? All right. This is great. I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna put a text with a bunch of laughing faces because that is fantastic. And I'm not gonna lie, I love my life right now. Omi fans? I don't know. J-Man says, I guess would be like to borrow and read it for like $1 a day. Yeah, maybe something like that. Monarch NFT says, if a girl's NFT/crypto holdings are bigger than her heart, I'm not interested. LOL. I don't care how cute you are or successful. Love is 100% internal. Aw, bae. Josh says, Web 3.0 is going to be huge. I think so as well. Hunter says, Veveverse. 100%. Josh says, the Ghost Trap is going to be big for renting. I think so too. Again, they had it in that Ghostbusters movie. Dude, that Ghostbusters movie was so good. I want to watch it again. I haven't seen Eternals yet. I gotta go watch that first before I see that a second time. Before I see Ghostbusters a second time, I mean. NBC says LMAO, but AR glasses are coming out next year. Sony, Apple, Meta forgot the fourth. Yeah, so they Apple plans to come out with the glasses next year. Will they? Maybe. I hope so. But if not, then we'll get it in 2023. NBC says, are you a drinker, Randy? Oh, I love a good scotch. But I also like simple stuff, too. Like, I like White Claws. I like Heineken's. Dude, honestly, a cold beer on a hot day, cold beer on a Friday night. No, shower beers are great. I don't know what is wrong with this. Okay, there we go. Nope. This gets caught sometimes. I don't know how. Okay, well that's just gonna stay there. Yeah, I like a good scotch and scotch and whiskey. I'm sorry, scotch whiskey. Ginger whiskey is really good. Edward says, meet up for your B-Day. I don't know what I'm doing. Lisa A says, when you get over 40, everything starts hurting. Everything's starting hurting now. Military Accelerated Aging Club is what we call it in the military. Okay, I'm going to figure this out on why this is not... Oh, okay, there we go. All right, moving on. Edward's like, party. Stuart Little says, your back hurts because your posture is. I know, but well, it's also years of not good stuff. Yeah. This says, Randy, get a cushion rocking chair. It would fit the set. I think so too. No offense. Yeah, no, none taken. So Lil says, Justin, don't offend Randy again. Final warning. You'll get kicked quietly out of my chat. This says, I appreciate that Randy still pays attention to comments even when he seems tired. All hell, Randy. Oh, why thank you. I'm actually only 8 minutes behind on comments. Actually, I'm almost caught up on comments. Hunter says, cool claws. Justice says, ask Stuart Little, you were adopted. Little does he know I was adopted. Monarch NFT says, Randy, what's your favorite non-starter 3-stage evolution Pokemon? Mine is Larvitar. Oh, Larvitar's great. Pupitar I don't really care for, but oh my god, Tyranitar, just amazing. Like, you could just do like Earthquake and people are done. If you want, that's like, oh, hey, you know what? Well, he's ground type Pokemon, grass type Pokemon, take him out. Well, guess what? Tyranitar can learn Fire Punch. And if you just want to like slow down your enemy, because Tyranitar can be a tank, Sandstorm. Sandstorm does not affect Tyranitar, affects almost everyone else. Grovertron says, Logan Paul's NDA expires on the 29th. I believe it has something to do with Pokemon X veve. Timing may not seem ideal, but contracts are contracts. 29th of November? Oh, that's soon. That's like a day and a half. Well, hold on. Logan Paul, NDA. Do you know what the NDA is about? Like, I have to Google this. Let me see what the end. Again, you're right. The timing might not. I don't think the timing was perfect for Disney either. But they did it. So Logan Paul NDA accused of. Oh man. That doesn't. All right. Claims Jake Paul contract meant opponent could knock him out. Jake Paul is accused by Justine Paradise. Oh, damn. Well, Jake Paul is getting. Ooh, I don't know this Justine Paradise. Is that Justine? I don't think so. No, that's not. I googled Logan Paul NDA, but nothing's really coming out. It's just about Jake Paul. Oh my god, I don't care about Jake Paul. I want um Logan Paul on Twitter. Um, Jake Paul. I literally don't care about, like, if he did something bad, then I hope he gets, his crime is, his punishment is swift. But all right. So nothing is coming up when I Google Logan Paul NDA. All right. So the podcast, I remember I actually did a video on that, but I don't remember it saying that he came out. The NDA was ended the 29th. I know they said that it was like, oh yeah, that's not, because he was. For those of you that don't know, Logan was telling a Pokemon story where there's this guy called King Pokemon in Pokemon. He is got the most Charizards ever. He's got the biggest Charizard collection in the world, and bigger than my Blaine's Charizard, my BGS. Yeah, the biggest set of Charizards in the world. And Logan Paul bought one from him, and the one that he bought, he regraded into a BGS 10. Now, up until Logan Paul did that, there were only 2 BGS 10s in the world. And Gary, the one that he bought it from, I remember he reached out to every single person in the Pokemon community. I was like, hey, listen, I will give you a $50,000 finder's fee. If you can find me that Charizard, I'll buy it from him. You get $50,000. I was like, so I'm like calling everybody. But again, everyone in that Pokemon community at the top level, we all kind of talk to each other. So yeah. So he goes and the one that happened to go and get that BGS 10 was Gary's, and he had tried to cross that over before. It was a PSA 10 across the BGS. So as Logan Paul's telling the story, his friend is like, "Oh yeah, this isn't even the big story. This pales in comparison to, the other Pokemon thing. Like, oh yeah, you guys don't know." And Logan Paul's looking at him like, like really angry. So it says, yeah, I'm just saying, this is nothing. Like, your big Pokemon story is just huge. It's just huge. And the guy next to Logan is like, oh, yeah, I think I know what you guys talking about. Or I don't know if he does or not. So Monarch, my favorite non-starter. Oh, man, I don't know. 3 Evolution. Let me think about that for a second while I go for my 2-hour Patreon member shout-out. Stacy, can I come over after school? After school, we can hang around by the pool. Hang by the pool. Did your mom get back from a business trip? Business trip. Is she there, or is she trying to give me the slip? Give me the slip. I'm not the little boy that I used to be. I'm all grown up now. Baby, can't you see? Bow, Stacy. All right, sorry. Sometimes I like to rock out. My favorite non-starter 3 evolution stage Pokemon. Alakazam's a glass cannon. I don't know what generation you mean, but Alakazam, for glass cannon, it just means something that can fire like a mother flapper, but it just doesn't really, take one hit and suddenly, he's gone, he's down. So Alakazam's really cool. Gengar. Oh my god, Gengar is just a beast. Golem, Machamp, all the Pokemon you need to trade for. I don't know if Kabutops and Omastar count, because you need to, in the Pokemon trading card game, and you need a fossil. You evolve it into the first stage, where there's Kabuto and Ammonite, and then you evolve it again. So I don't know if that counts. I'm just naming the ones that I love. Pidgeot. If we're going to first generation, Pidgeot is like a fan favorite. I love it. It's so good. So cool. Even though I think Pharaoh might be better because of Drill Peck. But I just, Pidgeot's fan favorite. I would say that, because again, Arcanine only 2 stage. So I'm just gonna go with first generation, and I'm gonna go with Pidgeot. It's just a fan favorite. Just happens to be my taste. Love it. And yeah, I'll do some others later. Dead Rabbit says, "Hey Randy, look at the market. Omi, like all of the tokens, are getting crushed. Time to stack up." I think so too. My throat is really killing me right now. I've been going for 2 hours, so I'm gonna drink some water and then I might bounce in a bit. Come on, Omi, where you at? 0.00566, dude. I wish I had more, man. I wish I had more. Wish I had more money. Also, 130 million Omi was burned today, so that's pretty heckin' awesome. Alright, moving on here. Amara Atia says, Randy, let's get a Heineken if/when Veve goes to Comic-Con in San Diego. Similar to DesignerCon, yeah, absolutely. Come meet us, and we'll be meeting up everywhere. The Grovertron, Logan Paul saying the Logan Paul's NDA expires on the 29th. Hopefully that's November. It says, I believe something to do with Pokemon. Timing that may not seem ideal, but contracts are contracts. Dude, if we get Pokemon announced in a couple days, I'm gonna lose my mind. And in the best way. Justin says, but Stuart Little was actually adopted too. Actually, that's a good point. He was adopted. Grovertron says, no, it was in a podcast he did a month or so ago. Yeah, I remember the podcast, and I don't remember the dates. But again, maybe it was. Maybe it was said. Source, yeah, David Rosemont. Hopefully the explanation I did before covered that. C-Spill says, that sounds so wrong. Shaking my head. What did? I forget. Grovertron says, 1 sec. Jake says, is Gary the Pokemon guy sketchy, or is it just... No, he's amazing. I love him. He's very, very good. He does a lot of charity stuff. Charity work's never diminished over the years. He's a good guy. Justin says, Logan Paul hung a Pikachu cosplayer, and oh my god, no. So there's this thing called the Suicide Forest in Japan, and what Logan Paul did was, as a YouTuber, just as a comedian, as a YouTuber, like I'm not going to do it, but other people, they're just always pushing the envelope on what they can get away with. And what Logan Paul did might have been okay on like 4chan, might have been okay on wherever, but he showed a dead body in the woods that, again, hung himself, and he got roasted for that. Now, did he do what he did? Was it right? No. Was it funny? In certain circles, yeah. I'm sure people were just knee slapping, like, oh my god, this is like. Again, humor is subjective, and I don't want to say it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to some people, but some things are just funny, and people can find humor in almost anything. And some people, no doubt, found humor in, viewing a dead body. Like, some people are just like that. And again, that's no fault of their own. Like, again, did Logan Paul push too far? Obviously he did, but that's how you know where the line is. You have to keep pushing. I'm not condoning what he did. Well, I guess I kind of am at some point. On some level, I'm not saying to go do that, because don't. He got big backlash for that. But I also he was a lot younger when he did that. We've all done stupid things. People still nowadays do stupid things. I don't think it's really fair to judge somebody on the one... Now, did he do more than that? Probably. But that's one of the things that people go to when they say, I don't like him because of this reason. He made a mistake. He was young and in his 20s. And I guarantee you, everybody here that's 40 plus years old is like, that's what you did in your 20s? Amateur level. This is what I did when I was in my 20s. Guarantee it. But yeah, he didn't, he just shot, videotaped it dead by that. He says, yeah, Gary's, I like Gary. Gary's awesome. I don't know. King Poe, he's just, I don't know. He's always been really nice to me. I bought cards from him before, and yeah, he's a good guy. So I think. So Little says, Immutable X got hacked today. So in their Discord, hang on 1 second. Is it Telegram? No, it's not in Telegram. Is it Archives? Is it Screenshot? Oh, jeez. No, not that. Nope, not that. They didn't get hacked. What happened was that they were doing some front end stuff or back. They didn't get. It was in their Discord that they did not get hacked. MBZ says just front end, not back end API. Yep, MBZ got it. Just says Gary the Pokemon guy is the Trinity killer of the Pokemon world. Oh, he's awesome. Evan Tron says Alakazam or Magnezone for me. If we're going second generation, dude, Ampharos is my guy. Nidoking is really good too. Nidoking, in the first generation, you can get him before you get the second badge. because all you need is a Nidoran, which you get before you get your first badge. You can evolve it to Nidorino before you get your first badge, and then you get a Moonstone in Mount Moon. You get 2 Moonstones in Mount Moon. One is a item out there. The other is an invisible item. It's right before you get the Helix Fossil. You go to the right and you click A on that little corner thing, on that little crevice, all the way on the wall. But yeah, you get 2. So you can have a Nidoking before you get your second batch. A 3-stage evolution, a good one. Not like a Butterfree, which Butterfree is really good. You can get Butterfree before you get Brock. I think at level 14 you learn Confusion, and that's really good. So Nidoking I like, but also Ampharos in 2nd generation is really amazing. I love that one. But you're right, Magnezone is good. Magnezone you don't really get until I think the 4th generation. But yeah, Alakazam is great. Randy says, I'm sorry, MBZ says, Randy, you brokered the Pokemon deal for Logan Paul? No, I didn't. I did, however, I've never bought from him. He's never bought from me. I did reach out to him to try to get my trophy Kangaskhan because I needed to sell that earlier this year for Omi. He did not take me up on that. Somebody else in the Pokemon community did. But he doesn't really go for trophy cards as far as I know. He just goes for set cards. First edition base set. Monarch says, how about your favorite Pokemon that never got a 3rd evolution? I feel like Cubone should have had a Beast 3rd evolution. So actually there is in the source code, there's supposed to be a 3rd evolution for Marowak. And I think it's actually supposed to be Kangaskhan. I think it's actually like that little baby that Kangaskhan has, I think is supposed to be a Cubone. And then it evolves into Marowak, and then it evolves so again, kind of some headcanon fan theory there. Excuse me again. So I do like Marowak. Like Cubone's like one of the first Pokemon with a weapon. I love that. It knows Dig. It's really good. It's just I enjoy it a lot. Boomerang, whatever. That's a little inaccurate. Arcanine is so OP by itself. Doesn't really need a 3rd evolution. Tangela has Tangrowth. Lickitung has Licky. Chansey winds up getting a 3rd evolution because it has Happiny in the 2nd generation, and then it gets Blissey in the next generation on top of that. Porygon gets Porygon Z, or Porygon 2, and then Porygon Y or Z or whatever. Starmie. So there's Staryu, Starmie, and those are really good water psychic type Pokemon that I really enjoy. That one I would love to see like a Mega Evolution or a 3rd evolution for that. I wouldn't like to see a baby thing of that. Oh, Poliwrath is really good too because it's got, it's water and fighting. It's just awesome. And Red in the comics, he's got a Poliwhirl, and then So what happened? The Pokemon comics, like the adventure manga, is really dark. Lieutenant Surge electrocutes. He uses Raichu, electrocutes this 10-year-old boy or 12-year-old boy off the side of the SSN. He falls down to the bottom of the lake of the Vermilion Sea, and the only reason he survives is because him and Poliwhirl just go down there, and Poliwhirl happens to touch a water stone and evolves into Poliwrath, and he rescues Red and just goes ham on Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It was so cool. Onyx and Steelix is... I don't know. Even like Rhyhorn and Rhydon, they got Rhyperior. My favorite 2nd stage evolution that deserves a 3rd. I don't know. That's a really good one. I guess right now I'd have to say Starmie, or maybe Cloyster. I don't know. We'll go from there. We'll go with those two right now. Grovertron says 311. Yvonne says Tentacruel, Kingler, or Cloyster would have 3rd. Yeah, Kingler. Kingler's really good. Ash's can't. So what I don't like is that Gary spends his time training Krabby, and his Krabby's like a beast, and Ash's Krabby is like this big. It's not big at all. But then it evolves into a Kingler, and it helps him win one of the matches. Like that's not fair. But yeah, Kingler would be really cool. And I love how like how Krabby talks is, but then Kingler, how he talks is, it's awesome. Grovertron says it's an edited clip. Didn't watch the entire podcast, but he is revealing something about the 29/30th. So hopefully that means November. OP says, "Oh, Gary is an actual guy. I thought you guys meant Gary, the character from Pokemon." No. Gary is called King Pokemon on Instagram. Hang on one second. Let me try to follow him, or let me try to. I think he's just called King Pokemon. Real King Gary King Pokemon. This is him, and that's him. He was the guy that was on Pawn Stars, where he goes and he brings his stuff, his Pokemon collection, to the guy from Pawn Stars. It's really cool. Monarch NFT says, Randy, what's your thoughts on Niantic Labs creating their own metaverse? Where does that put Pokemon and Veve? Has Dan or David been aware of Niantic's metaverse moves? I'm pretty sure Dan and David are aware of their moves before we are, just because, again, they're in that space. But again, just because Niantic, which happened to create Pokemon Go, or at least the template for it, which again, what Niantic did was genius. That originally was a geocaching game. They took the map of the geocaching game and just gave it to Pokemon. So that's really all they did. And so I think that whatever they're creating will be probably pretty cool, but it'll probably be something similar along the lines of, Harry Potter Wizards Unite or something else, where I still think, unless they come out with something that's absolutely mind-blowing, like, oh, this is an issue, I still say Veve is in first right now, or it will be the biggest metaverse as far as what they want to create. Pongo says, "What's good, Dashi? One Dashi NFT." A lot of people have been asking me about that. If I am going to do it, I want to do it right. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it though. Grovertron says 311 is the URL of the podcast, homie. 311. I can you message me that on Twitter? Because it's not showing up in the chat. Yeah, because in the chat it doesn't show any links. Let me know. Oh, also I have a new Patreon member. Let's write him in, shall we? Mr. Johan Oman. Oh God, I farted. So sorry. Let us. You are witnessing Chavez history right now, where Johan Oman is becoming a new Patreon member. Let's see what we got here. Johan Oman. And it is, what's today's date? 27 November 2021. I'll give him a shout out as soon as I do my next Patreon member shout out in about 12 minutes. You're not seeing my URL? No, I do not see the URL. MBZs, can we get a few more dips, please? I don't know if we will or not. Yeah, Govertron, if you can message that on Twitter, that'd be great. Yeah, the URL does not show up. And I think in my description, yeah, Twitter is at Real Randy Chavez, so that should be there. We got Rebel says, can we just take a moment to imagine a future where Disney, Metaverse, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon trading card game all use Omi and its tokenomics? If that happens, which I assume it will at some point, I've thought about scaling up, selling a couple, like 1 million Omi here, 1 million Omi there, on the way to $1, where I still have 100 million Omi when it reaches that $1. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. What I should possibly do is go and not do that and just hodl. Maybe only start to sell at 30 cents or 50 cents, and then really only start to sell it at $2, only selling when I absolutely need to, or filling some philanthropic goals. I think a dollar is inevitable. There'll be a lot of sell pressure, like a lot of selling going on. But again, when they sell, they're going to sell the hodlers that just know that it's a good investment. I guarantee you, at the time when OMI is like 80 cents to a dollar, a bunch of people get in. And that, I think, is when smart money will get in. That is when I think institutional investing gets in. Institutional investing gets in very, 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 very late. And Tesla they had their IPO in 2011. Institutional money did not get in until last year. Let me go again. Tesla IPO'd in 2011. Institutional investments like BlackRock, like the S&P 500, did not get into Tesla until last year, 2020. They miss everything. I guarantee you, institutional investing does not get into OMI until they're close to a dollar, when this has already run up, 100x. Why? Because they'll see it as one of the safest things in the world. This will be a top 5 crypto. The only reason why it might not be is because we're a deflationary token. So if we go and we continue to decrease, and we go from 300 billion circulating supply to 150 billion circulating supply. Let's do the math on this. So at 150, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 billion, and we multiply it by 5, if we're a $5 token, that's not even $1 trillion. We could be a $5 token and not have a $1 trillion market cap. That's insane. Do you guys realize how freaking insane that is? The only way we get there is, again, 7. Oh, no, I'm sorry. If we have 150 billion tokens in circulating supply, again, decreasing half of what the max amount is, about 300 billion. And if we decrease it by half, I think it's very reasonable in 4 years. And we multiply it by, and it's $7 a token, we're at finally $1,050 million. That is 1,000x from here. And that can happen before the end of the decade. Maybe I shouldn't sell. I gotta rework everything. I'll get to Super Chat in a second. I just need to rethink my life. Fudge. This is insane. The Grovertrons, I sent the URL to you. Cozy Pranks is my Twitter. Oakley Dokley. And go to the Twitter. I'm gonna go to the tweeters. And okay, so 311, right?
Whatever he's working on himself. What are his own words? Let me roll another clip for you.
I'll just say it. About 30 plus days ago, we sat on this podcast in Vegas, and I mentioned I had this idea. And I said it's one of the greatest, most, in my opinion, brilliant things I've ever conceptualized. And it's kind of taken over me. It is completely consumed me in a way where I've just never felt this creatively limitless.
So what do we know now? Logan Paul has something big he wants to announce at the end of November, and Logan Paul also has some sort of announcement to make regarding Pokemon whenever. Now those could be completely related, they could be not related at all, but they're weird coincidences to say the least. Now,
fair use,
where does CryptoZoo come in? Logan Paul's
fair use. Don't demonetize me, please, YouTube.
Project he already has kind of released and has been working on. Well, let me replay a snippet from one of the clips I already showed you.
Okay.
Y'all see me traveling. You think I'm just traveling? You think I'm just going on vacation? I don't fucking do vacation. You think he's doing vacation? I don't do vacation.
Language.
So Logan says he's been going on business trips while talking about
what?
This Pokemon project yet to be released. Now he might also be talking about a commercial he is making for CryptoZoo, which also could line up around that November 30th date we talked about, which he explains in this.
All right, so November 30th. Even let's push it out to even December 1st, because 30 days has September, April, June, November. So let's just say that April 30th is whatever, and then the December 1st is when we. Oh God, I don't even know. That'd be insane. That'd be insane. Where was I here? There we go. MBZ says it makes sense that the supply is high. We'll probably get like 1 billion kids on veve. It's very possible. MBZ says conservative guess. Possible. I mean, 1 billion's a lot, but who knows? Rebel says third-party projects to use Omi sounds too promising. And David Yu is a big dreamer and visionary. I agree that he is a big dreamer and visionary, but just because third-party projects use Omi doesn't mean that they're going to be amazing for it. It just means that they can get some third-party games that maybe have a couple thousand users to use Omi. I don't think that really means that much at the start. Now, all we need is really one big game to start using Omi, and then whoosh. Again, Reese said on the podcast with Foster Hill today that they want, and again, this is what they want, not saying that it'll happen, but they want to become the token to use for NFTs, not just in veve, but for everywhere. And it makes sense. If Ethereum can't get its act together and people are paying a couple $100s per transaction to buy NFTs, they're just not going to do that. They'll get Omi, and then they'll use Omi. To me, that just makes sense. At least right now, before Ethereum 2.0 comes out. Jacob Meyer says, what if part of the way they got these big IPs was some sort of use of Omi? I think so too. I think they had to hand some out in order to get some of these IPs. Herbal says, institutional money for the coin won't get in early, but for the NFTs, maybe. David said he's in touch with people who would buy tons of comics just to hodl. I think that's a very smart move. The OP says, recently read the Atari tokens white paper. They too are also trying to offer their token to other businesses, but I'm not sold on their vision. I like Atari, but yeah, I'm not sold on that either. Super Duper Hank says, I just got here. I'm sure someone already asked, but why did you like Foster interview with Reese? I like every interview. I like most of the stuff that they do. Foster asked some good questions, and it was just a good interview. I liked it. I'd say definitely watch it. Again, so I'll do a Spark Notes version of it. Reese said we'll have a couple of reasons to have a Merry Christmas. Most likely what he means by that is that we're going to have MTL done by then, or at least well underway by then, and what he thinks we might be on exchanges by then. I don't think we're going to get exchanges until early January, but who knows? Maybe we get one or two by Christmas. Now, some people are hypothesizing that we might get Pokemon by that time, and that's possible. We might. I don't know. I don't think that's something that I'm going to bet on. Although I am. I'm selling a lot of my stuff. My hip just cracked like a mother flapper. Like I said, I am betting on. Oh God, let me go and get my. Come on, baby, light my fire. I'm just gonna show again. Full transparency here, because that's what I do. I always have full transparency. You guys can ask me anything at any time. You all know that. I've been selling a lot of my collectibles in preparation for Pokemon. Well, you might not be able to see that. I still have 200 collectibles left, 29 sets, but I have a lot of gems. If they announce Pokemon, say, hey, by the way, Christmas you're getting Pokemon NFTs, all these 15,000 gems going into Pokemon. So, yeah. Doing it just for that. So that's why Super Duper Hank. So he said we have that, and then he also said he wants Omi to be the premier token used for NFTs. Gorbatron says, sent the URL to you, copy Cozy Primes my Twitter. I hope everyone here saw that, what I played. NBZ says, we mooning, man, bottom line. I agree. It'll take time, but we'll get there. Jacob Meyer says, fair use. Yes, fair use. Monarch NFC says, agree. Akomi is green. Sandbox has a huge carbon footprint. Akomi is on the right path. Agreed. Mm-hmm. And he says, the story you read about Al Khan and David Yu really touched me, man. Like their journey, their relationship. That's real stuff. For those of you that missed that, let me see what you should go search. Again, it should be on my playlist of Chavez podcast or Chavez whatever, but it's basically story time. I'll read or show you the thumbnail to look for. It's called The Story of Veve's Head of Licensing, Al Khan. It's 38 minutes, but I read. It's good if you're on like a drive and you just want to listen. Yeah, I really like that. I liked reading that story. Super Duper Hank says early exchanges by next year, Q1. Yeah, I think so as well. Gorbatron says minute 311. What you showed was okay. What I showed was after 311. I'm sorry. That's my mistake.
He was on a little bit of a bender using whatever substances to kind of fuel him.
Fair use act.
He would quit whatever he was doing around November 29th or November 30th. Let me roll that clip now.
So when do me and him step in and say, okay, you're done?
November 29th.
And then we have the right to be like, okay, you're done with the shit.
Yeah.
November 29th.
November 30th.
Okay, fine.
Now, how does Logan Paul describe whatever he's working on himself? What are his own words? Let me roll another clip for you.
I'll just say it. About 30 plus days ago, we sat on this podcast in Vegas.
Okay, all right. So that's yeah, good times. Moving on here. Oh, I forgot my 150-minute Patreon member shout out, and I'll feature Johan Oman on this one. Y para que sufrir, para que si así es la vida, que viví la le, voy a reír, voy a bailar, vivir mi vida, la, voy a reír, voy a gozar, vivir mi vida, la. Sorry guys, I've been talking for 2.5 hours and my voice is done. El Hex says, man, I can't compete with that. Can't compete with what? I forget. Super Duper Hank says, I hope. Ahmedi Nejat says, how much did you invest in gems so far? I probably put in about 45,000. And out of the 29 sets that I have left, and out of the 200 so collectibles, come on, why can't I do this? Hang on one second. Collectibles. Ooh. All right, let me know. Well, one of them right now, I could instantly double my amount of gems if I sold my secret rare Spidey. I'm not going to do that, but I could double my gems right now if I could sell the secret rare Spidey, which again, it's not even listed. I'm not going to do that. Now, if somebody wanted to say, hey, you know what? Just because this Spider-Man, Secret Rare Spidey, was owned by the real Randy Chavez, I'll give you $20,000 for it. Okay, I'll go in and I'll buy another one. Oh, actually, Spider-Man's down to 14.5. And actually, who the heck is Zoo Longo? Zoo Longo's got 3 Secret Rare Spider-Man right there. It's insane. But if they want to say, I'll give you, 17,000 gems, okay, I'll buy one off of GGRIF. And I'll, get that, and I'll net the couple grand. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Yeah. So there's 69 available in the market. Everyone comment nice down below for there being 69 of them. But I am selling my His Infernal Majesty, which I've been having a hell of a time selling. Why? Because I'll show you why. I have the floor price, again, I have them on sale for $6,669. Everyone comment nice. But yeah, that's mine, $6,669. Now, I'm going to edit this sale, and I'm going to remove this listing. So I remove that listing, and I'll show you what the floor price is. Floor price is $7,350. Okay? $7,350 is the floor price. So I'm going to sell mine in the market for $6,600. $69 off of what I just had it for. I'm going to confirm these details. I'll pay $165 in fees, which is bananas, but I digress. So this is now currently $750 cheaper than the next one. So if you want a big discount, this is $750 cheaper than the next one. I don't know what I need to do to try to sell it for cheaper. No. Where was I here? Oh God, where was I? So yeah, I invested a lot in the collectibles, and I still have a bunch that I don't want to sell, but I'll do it for Pokemon because I like Pokemon more than every other thing on this app. MBZ says new advertising on the fridge, Randy. Yeah, I got a couple people. Got Star Helix, Kyle Willson on YouTube, and I got EQ_crypto at Nostar Helix and at HeyDavidDon on the Twitter. If anybody wants to go on, all it costs is one Tropicana. Tropicana is a Myrmicorno, I believe. Send it to me. You get on the fridge for a month. Actually, what I forgot to do, I have to message these guys. But I do have to message Hey David Don, and I think it's just Hey David Don, because not Star Helix and Star Helix, just one person, paid in gave me like a Supergirl for like a couple months of this, for both of them. So I have to message at Hey David Don and see if he needs to renew. I was supposed to do that 2 days ago. My bad. Timothy Lamateri says, thing I disagree with Reese is Veve is trying their best to stop sell pressure by putting a barrier to Omi to NFT. Are they putting a barrier for Omi to NFT? I don't think they are. But again, let me read the rest of it. It says, the more people using Omi will, of course, give opportunity to sell, but also more exposure to Omi. Yeah, you want more exposure to Omi. El Heck says, the 15K for Pokemon, every single cent, every single gem that's in there is there for Pokemon. The only thing that wouldn't be is, again, I have the 3 sets of the... What's that called? How did I X out of it? I have the 3 serial killer sets. Because I have all of these, now I can get a special super secret rare, I'll get it. Just because of that. But like I said, I'm going to sell that him. Hopefully I get up to 20,000 gems, and that's all I need. Gorbatron says, that kind of sounds like when he is done using substances, but I don't know. Yeah, that does sound like it, yeah. Dang, I get hyped easy. I do too. Jake Donnelly says, do you think after today's Foster interview, the second edition of OUP will entice a lot of staking? I hope so. I hope we get a lot of whale staking. We want that. Super Duper Hank says, Randy, I gotta bounce. Talk tomorrow, bro. I saw your face and wow. And then I took a vow that we'd be together, girl, just you and me. I'm so sorry. Oh God, I had some milk before. MBZ says, the Govertron, hey man, a lot of D-Gen plays right now. D-Generation X? The OP says 69, nice. Peter VDB says, yo Randy, how much do I need to pay you as escrow? It depends. Like if it's like a $100,000 deal, I want a couple hundred gems, a couple $100. If it's just something that's like, like somebody was asking about a C3PO, I don't know, maybe like $20, so if you want to do something like that, I'll do it like that. So it's really not a lot. If it's something where it's like, hey, the deal's only like $50 or $100, just do it on the app. Just do it on the app. El Hex says, should I sell Secret Rare Storm for a Bronson? I'm a little salty because I bought a Secret Rare Storm where it started at like 3,000 and then it went to 2,500, 2,200. I saw it go to 1,600, and then it went up. So I was like, okay, it bottomed. It's going to go up because I figured it's the first X-Men on the app, and not only that, but it's the first. That's the first African American woman that was a hero to Marvel. There was African American men. There was black. There was only one African American guy. That was Luke Cage, and there was Black Panther, who's not American. He's Wakandan. So she's the first black woman, the first African-American woman that's on Marvel that was made. She did mostly grow up in Egypt, but she was born in Harlem, where her parents were at. But the racial tensions at the time were just too great, so they moved to Egypt. But yeah. Sure, yeah. I like her a lot. I think long term she's probably better than Bronson, but Bronson's got a fan club, man. I don't know. Timothy Lamateri says 5K staking is a barrier. Oh, okay, that's what you mean. Okay, I understand now. Yes, it is. I would like to. That is a good point. I would like everyone to be able to buy and sell for Omi, regardless of how much they stake. MBZ says X-Pac. Degeneration. Yeah. I like Shawn Michaels the best, but X-Pac's cool too. El Hex says, anybody know if Veve will be at Comic-Con this year? They have nothing for this year. The next thing that they're at will be in 2022. Okay, nice. Yes, very nice. So guys, I've been at this for 2 hours, 40 minutes, and my back is killing me. I'm gonna die. Peter says 1K for Secret Rare Storm seems very low, but I don't know the character, so I'm not sure if I want to buy it. I have her, and again, I bought her just because, again, I think historically she will be very, very good to like long term. Again, I don't know the artist that did Cat Bronson. I don't know Cat Bronson. Cat Bronson's cool. I clearly like cats, and the eyes are taillights. The eyes are taillights. I think of a 65 Chevy Impala. Now for me, I'm more of a 67 Chevy Impala type of guy. That is actually one of my dream cars. After I get a Tesla or Cybertruck, a 67 Chevy Impala, again, it's featured in Supernatural, like every episode. So I love it. But that being said, there's a lot of reasons to like that cat, but in 50 years, who's going to know about Cat Bronson? But in 50 years, a lot of people will still know about Storm. Yeah, one of the leaders of the X-Men. That's just my opinion. MBZ's a Shawn Michaels super kick to Brutus the Barber was like, dude, that sweet chin music that he does. Oh god, it's insane. Just, I love him. I love him so much. El Hex says, I got her on the drop. Oh, nice. Jake Donnelly says, later, Randy. And he says, thanks, Randy. Appreciate you taking the time, as always. Of course. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. And everyone check out Star Helix and Kyle Willson on YouTube, and at Not Star Helix, at Hey David Don, and at EQ_crypto. All right? I love you guys. Bye. Meow, meow. Would have sold when the market opened at top, but took 2 hours to receive her. I understand. All right, bye, guys. I love you. Thank you all for the super chats. All my bays. Bye. Meow, 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 meow. My throat. Meow.